That is kind of your thing, though, is being fucking late.
Yeah, at this point, I just kind of accept that that's just part of this whole ordeal.
Ain't nothing wrong with being fashionably late.
Yeah, it's fashionably late, is how I like to describe it.
Right? Only cool kids do that.
You know, I've never fucking understood that phrase, like fashionably. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Fashionably late is
fashionable and late.
It's like you arrive at an event not so early that you seem like a pathetic bitch, but not so late that you're just an asshole. So like it's just, hey, you showed up at like the perfect time to arrive, essentially. Is what fashion is how I've always taken it to be. Playing hooky from work. Oh well, Dave, are you gonna jump in on this? Goggle hangs.
Goggle hangs.
Let me know in the chat, dude. Anyway, welcome. Let me just intro. Welcome to Patreon Hangout Easter 2018. I was gonna call this March 2018, but we already did one in March, so it's the best middle ground that I can find. We're going to be going for, I usually say we're going to do this for an hour, but it usually lasts significantly longer than that. Usually about 2. Hold on. The audio is shit? Usually lasts a bit. Oh, the audio is crap. That's really annoying.
Well, life is shit. Deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
That is really annoying, actually.
We're talking about the Chris Reagan here. Mediocre will not cut it.
Let's that's so annoying. All right, I'm gonna switch to a different mic then, because I don't know what is up with live streaming apps and what do you call it, XLR microphones, but they don't mesh well at all. We'll switch to this little AT. I usually use this to fucking record music, but it'll do. You guys let me know if anything anything acts weird on your guys' end. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right, can you guys hear me okay?
It's actually a lot
better. That's a lot better.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what the hell's up with a lot of these apps lately. They're like really fucking with my mics. Now
you have to redo the intro in a not fucked up way.
Yeah, okay, so it's much better. Okay, yeah, that's good to know, but that's also like super annoying. Yeah, okay, so it's much better. Yeah, okay, so that is significantly better. Anyway, welcome to the Patreon Hangout Easter 2018. Again, we've already done this, but just for the sake of having decent audio this time. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna invite Dave real quick. Come on, Dave. How do I even contact you, Dave? I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter, okay? Is that good? Is that decent enough? Yeah, there you go. I just sent the link. Join at your leisure. Anyway, so what were we talking about before we started? It was The Last Jedi?
Yeah, we were talking about Star Wars and shit.
Yeah, I still...
That's a fun topic.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of like weirdly intense internet drama around that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a shit movie.
I just don't understand like the people defending it. Like people like are acting like it's their life that they have to defend.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people just sort of do that in general. Like a lot of Star Wars. I've never been like a huge Star Wars fan. Is the thing. Like I liked the original trilogy, but I never loved it. I thought it was like, oh, this is charming and this is nice. but like, I don't know. I never. I don't know. It was just never something that that was like super sacred. So like when the prequels came out and they were bad, I was just like, well, I guess those are bad movies, you know. But it never.
I guess it's
know.
just unpopular opinion to like the prequels. I think they're all right. The Phantom Menace has its moments where it's just like what, but overall, I think all of the prequels are fun to watch.
I don't know. I think the Phantom Menace is real bad.
Yeah,
The
like
Phantom Menace is objectively the worst.
Yeah,
They're
I
fun
think
to-
I like.
I don't know about that.
I like the last prequel. What's that one?
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the
Yeah.
Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. I
That
thought
one's
Revenge of the
actually
Sith was
good.
pretty fun.
Yeah, especially when he kills all the kids. I mean,
It's so ridiculous. So much of that movie is just like, why'd you do this? Like, why are they that fight in the volcano or whatever the fuck looks like such a joke. But it's entertaining. And I liked The Force Awakens to a degree. I enjoyed. I liked how it was shot mostly. But The Last Jedi was one of those things where it's like I kept going back and forth between, oh, I really like this, and I can't stand everything that I'm seeing. It was like a constant like tennis match between two just ridiculous feelings.
You know, this is something that I've noticed is a lot of people, like when they watch stuff or when they play games or something, they like have a tendency to like deep analyze shit, and I'm just like, I'm just here for the ride, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah, but there are
usually
some things.
I usually come out of a movie or get done playing a game, and I'm like, oh yeah, this was good, and then I'm like, hey, you know, guys, you need to watch this movie or you need to play this game, and then they play it or they watch it, and they're like, dude, that was fucking shit, and I'm like,
I tend to
Oh,
like
just-
like a lot of things that people tend to shit on.
just shit all over me, I guess.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
fuck me.
It's more just like I feel like I just would rather enjoy things. Like it's getting to a point where it's, especially with like video games, where it's like all just there's so much microtransactions in like everything, and it is really easy to get really jaded with video games. But to me, it's just like, okay, listen, this can either be like the source of pain in my life for the next like several years, or I can try and find things that I like about certain things. Like the Fortnite and Sea of Thieves are the two most recent ones, where it's like, obviously Fortnite has this thing where it's like no one can stop talking about it, and that's like really irritating.
You know, I did not start playing Fortnite until 2 days ago.
I like it. I think it's a fun video game.
I haven't played it yet.
And the
I've
fact,
never played it before.
I
played it briefly. It's a lot of
I
fun.
played PUBG before I started playing Fortnite,
oh yeah,
and honestly, they're extremely similar. If you've played both, then you understand that they're extremely similar.
I think
The whole
concept-
being able to build shit like right in front of you, that definitely adds a mechanic that if you're good at it, you can fucking fuck people's days up, and it makes that game different from other games, because what other fucking game can you just start building shit right in the middle of a firefight?
Yeah, it
Minecraft.
But it
yeah.
is immensely annoying, even when it's your own teammates doing it, because you go and line up a shot, and then all of a sudden your teammates build a wall in front of you. And
Yeah, that's the most. It's weird because like with Fortnite, I'm going back and forth where it's like, I really like this building mechanic because I feel like it's something that's not particularly, you can build shit in Minecraft, but like the way it works in this, it just feels like, oh, this is kind of a neat gameplay concept, but when you're like when you're getting a shot off on someone and they put a wall up, it's just like, fucking goddamn it. It is frustrating.
That is a little bit lacking with that is because the gameplay area shrinks pretty rapidly.
Right.
If you make a fortification, you will have to leave it. Like, there's just no choice. There is no staying in one spot and riding it out. And
unless you
waiting
get
for people to
super
come.
lucky and the circle just continues to close in on you, which has happened to me once.
Yeah.
I remember my first Fortnite win. I was hiding in a bush the whole time, and the circle kept closing in on me. And I didn't shoot a single person. It was great. But yeah, I don't know. But I enjoy Fortnite, even though it's like constantly being shoved down everybody's throats. PUBG, I was less into. Like, I played PUBG a little bit, but I felt like PUBG was just straight up broken.
Yeah.
For the majority of the time that I played it.
They just dropped a like 5 gigabyte update not too long ago, and it fixed a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's still, I don't
have.
have a very strong PC. I don't have a very strong PC. In fact, I'm running this on my phone. I don't have a very strong PC. It probably wouldn't play PUBG, so I play PUBG on the Xbox.
Oh
And,
man, I don't even know what the hell
Oh,
that
that
is.
sounds even worse.
I don't even know
Yeah.
how that.
It's rough.
I've seen the
So-
pictures.
I've played it. I've played
After
one round
after
on
like
that.
the first like 3 minutes, it's perfectly fine. I usually don't have problems, but like when you jump out of the airplane and you land, buildings are not rendered, so you can walk through them.
Oh my
Sometimes you can get lucky and you can walk through the walls and start picking up shit without like having to open doors and shit.
What do you?
But
So,
more
wait. So what are you playing
Go
on?
ahead.
Are you playing on an original Xbox One?
Yeah, no, so not a
Ooh.
not a super duper 4K.
That sounds painful.
Because I played it on. I played one round of PUBG on the Xbox One X, and that ran pretty much like a PC. That was like totally fine, except like obviously it's that game is particularly controller unfriendly,
Oh yeah.
but it ran relatively well. I can't even imagine how that runs on.
Honestly,
On
it
an
runs
original
perfectly fine after the first couple of minutes.
Right, yeah, it
Because
takes a while.
when you drop in, the buildings are not rendered and everything looks like it's made out of Play-Doh. And then you can walk through the walls. There's no like boundaries or barriers or anything like that. So
That
you
was,
can walk in. Sometimes the weapons and gear will load before the actual buildings do, so you can get lucky and start looting before the buildings actually materialize. But I've had it several times happen where I'm, in a house. The house is rendered, but the furniture inside is not. So I'm just walking around trying to get loot and shit, and then all of a sudden a table will spawn right in the middle of the room. It'll trap me there, and I have to wait to get killed or something, or just quit.
I've
Because
been trapped
I
in
can't
doors
move.
before, where like the doors will just close on me, and I've had to shoot my way out of a door multiple times.
I think I was streaming PUBG with Kaylee, and we walked into this building. It was on the desert map. We walked into this building, and it was clipping through another building.
Oh my god!
Like there were two buildings overlaid, and that wasn't like a glitch. It's just straight up on the map.
Yeah, I
Like
think
you can go to that building at any point.
That map was originally so broken they had to like completely redo it with like this massive update.
Yeah, see, on the Xbox, there's only one map.
Yeah, that's a good thing. The other map is so big compared to the other one, like it's not even comparable. In size.
I don't know.
That's
PUBG's
fucking crazy.
Like like so in the other map where it has like a lot of water, all of that water is now land.
God damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous, and so it's all the games in that map are so boring because it's just all walking. Like if you can't find the car, you're fucked.
Well, I feel like that's battle royale also in like general, like the concept, at least how it's been implemented in Fortnite and PUBG is just like it is a lot of walking, and that does turn off a lot of people because it's like, oh, look at it, it's just walking around. But I do think it's kind of like the point. It's like if you guys ever played Battlefield back in the day, I feel like you probably are familiar with just like the feeling of dying and then like respawning and then having to walk like ages to find a fight.
Yeah, I love
Oh
that.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I love
that
Battlefield.
shit.
Battlefield's great. What was the bad one that was like really recent? Hardline.
Hardline.
Oh
was
god.
terrible.
I didn't understand that one.
Cats and rabbits.
It felt like Battlefield trying to be Call of Duty. That's what it felt like to me.
It just felt it just felt like they were just like putting a skin over the idea that you could disguise a war, like a very, very obviously war-driven game, as like a cops and robbers type deal, is odd. Like you, because I remember seeing like a gameplay of it, and it's like, oh, you're just cops and robbers, but buildings are collapsing, and it's like, I feel like robberies don't typically go this way. Like I feel like if they did, we'd be in a hell of a lot of trouble. But
Yeah, I never got the chance to play it, and it's still fucking like $40 on Xbox Store or something like that.
that's absurd. That's ridiculous. Call of Duty's like that too. The Call of Duty 4, I think, the original Call of Duty 4, I think is still like $25.
It is stupid because I can go down to GameStop and pick up a brand new copy for like $10, but it's still $45 on the online store.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Hardline.
And I realize that, oh, it's a convenience thing. Well, yeah, but how convenient is it for me to spend extra dollars on a game that's 7 years old?
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't seem
that's
much.
just fucking ridiculous. Like, they're not losing any money because they don't have a physical product that they have just sitting there. It's just taking up space on a server somewhere. That's it. So I don't know. It's just a little bit fucking ridiculous.
TPFG says in the chat, I just started playing New Vegas like a week ago, and I'm addicted.
Oh, best
good
game ever.
Vegas rocks though.
Like,
I am very.
like a replay, like you just started a replay, or for the first time?
I think he's probably just started it. I envy you greatly because when I played New Vegas when it came out, it was broken beyond repair.
Oh boy.
It's still pretty broken, but it's still so
It is
great.
still pretty broken. But I remember playing it. I hated it. Like there was so much about it that I could tell was great, but it was I don't know. I think it was my copy specifically because my copy was just fucked beyond repair, and I got maybe 2 hours in, and I was like, I can't do
You
this.
got the special Chris Ray gun copy?
Yeah, I got the special.
So many save files because I originally played on the console. Like, if you lost something on the 360, it's like, well, guess I'm starting New Vegas over again.
It was,
Yeah.
But that's the Bethesda charm. It's so great.
I mean, usually I don't.
You gotta
I don't mind.
Back up
Usually
to
I don't
your
mind.
save games.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. At least they're not charging for save slots like Metal Gear Survive.
Oh god.
I can't believe that actually happens.
I
the fuck?
honestly did not get
That's
into.
Konami.
I mean, exactly.
I honestly did not get into the whole Fallout scene until way after the fact. Like, Fallout 4 was on its way out before I even knew what Fallout was, and so I picked up Fallout 3 from a friend and started playing that, and then Fallout 4 came out. I played New Vegas, and then Fallout
So
4
you
right after
played
that.
it-
So I played like continuous, like I probably spent like maybe 2 or 3 months just playing Fallout in a
Fallout's
row.
a good. It's a good series. I enjoy it. I enjoy
I think
it.
I played 2, then I played New Vegas, then I played 3, then I played 1, and then 4. So
That's
you
it.
know,
That's an interesting.
So the old ones, the
way different.
like PC only ones, they look very interesting, very story driven, but I don't see myself ever actually playing them.
Well, there's such
Fallout 2 is
different.
still the
There's
greatest
such
game
different
ever.
genres. It's like
It's more like Diablo.
yeah. It's a very different. Like I don't know.
I've
like,
never played.
You can't
I've never
start
played
playing.
Diablo, so I don't even know. I'm honestly not a huge gamer person, so
right.
like I've got an Xbox and I've got a PS4 and I've got a computer that plays some games, but it's just like I don't. There's a very small realm of games that I'm familiar with.
So what do you play typically? Like what's your favorite game that you would say?
Fuck, dude. I personally really enjoyed the shit out of Halo Wars.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Halo Wars, the first one.
Yes. So I mean, obviously, I've played other games before Halo Wars. You know.
Yeah.
Mainly stuff because my dad is really into gaming as well. basically anything that he and I could play together. So anything with campaign co-op. So back in the day, we used to system link our our original Xboxes, and played Doom 3. We probably played Serious Sam: The Second Encounter. We probably played through that shit at minimum 50 times. We played through it.
I definitely have a lot of games that I've played. Like
The fucking screaming bombing guys in Serious Sam. Oh
Oh,
god.
I fucking love it. The only game in the Serious Sam's series, say that 3 times fast, that I'm disappointed with is Serious Sam 2, because they made it like super cartoony and it was just awful. They have like a lot of like mini games that are just kind of like for giggles. What happened?
No, we got some super chats that I didn't realize.
Oh shit! You should
okay.
answer those.
Yeah,
People are paying. Those people are paying real money.
Yeah, fuck. I thought I need to fucking disable super chats on these. What actually made the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 good? Like, in my opinion, it's still one of the best FPS games, let alone Star Wars. It's Battlefront 2. I had a lot of fun with, but man, that has not aged well.
It didn't age well.
I mean, I still play it.
I still play it a lot.
You can still play it.
Conquest.
You can still play it, and Lord of the Rings Conquest I loved, but Battlefront 2 is. I can still play it, and I can get over a lot. Like, I'll put it this way: I can understand if someone were to play it today. I can understand them being like, yeah, "Fuck this." It's less about it aging well and more about just like it's really showing its. Yeah. At this point, especially, it's really showing its age. It's still better than the fucking new Battlefront. I'll tell you.
I mean,
that's actually kind of funny, because I was watching the Actman's videos. I can't remember when he put out the video for Battlefront 2, but he put it out, and I'm just like, oh fuck, now I'm gonna go play Battlefront 2, and so I've got Battlefront 2 on my computer right here. Yeah. I play it off and on.
Actman's great. I love Actman.
It's a lot of fun. Like, just it's one of those games you can pick up for any time and just have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, because it's easy to run. It's just like you can probably play for like 2 hours straight, and then you can't play it for like a week, like, or a month or a year. And just real quick, one other super chat from Dirk Kane. Daily reminder: Master Chief has the biggest dick in the universe. Love the content, Chris. Keep up the great work, my guy. Thanks, man. I feel like that's probably not true, but I mean, who does have the right to your opinion? I feel like probably like I don't know, probably like the Hulk or something. I feel like all that steroids make it a little smaller. Chrome Drone just joined into the call.
What is up?
What is up, dude?
Hello,
I had no idea you'd be doing this today. I get home from work and I'm like, oh, I got a message.
This is a lot more packed than last time.
Yeah, when it's not like fucking last minute bullshit, people actually show up.
Yeah.
Ow.
hey, I showed up right away.
They will be scheduled. So I was trying to figure out like a good way. Like, at first I thought a good way to segment these would be like just the last day of every month, but then some people were like, oh well, you know, it'd be a lot more accommodating if it was on like a weekend. So it's like, okay. So we're probably going to do these on the last, I'd say probably like the last Saturday of every month. I think that's a reasonable time to do them.
That's the most unfortunate scheduling for someone like me. I mean, I realize that it's better for more people, and what's better for more people is the better option, but like this is cutting into
the needs of the many. The needs of
fucking Spock and shit. Spock and shit. But this is cutting into my sleep time for work tonight. I got off at 8 this morning, and
What time is it where you are? What?
At noon. It's noon.
It's California.
Oh, do you just
works the night shift?
Oh. Yeah, I work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Now that sucks.
Nice.
Yeah.
3:25 here.
I'm still at work.
It's super tricky trying to find a time that's like perfect for everybody. I think it's mostly impossible.
Pretty much impossible.
Oh, this works out. I mean, it's evening here in Europe, so you know.
Yeah, I feel like this is usually
it's noon.
This is usually around the time where I upload my stuff. Like whenever I upload a video, I usually upload it around 1 p.m. 1:30 Pacific, because that's usually when most people are awake, I find, or at least most people who engage with my content, like people in the US and Europe, and a lot of people in Egypt for some reason.
Strange.
Yeah, you got that Egyptian face going.
I have a strangely high Egyptian. I remember it was like really jarring. Like there's more people who watch me in Egypt than in Canada.
Wow.
Which is like, excuse me?
Do you just like, you ever go to like Egypt? You're just gonna walk in the street and everyone's wearing like one of your shirts.
Some dude on like the top of a fucking thing.
Someone will have a drink bleach shirt.
Oh my god. Speaking of bleach, I've got $5. I get paid immediately. Spend it all. Help me, Durkane. Thanks for the $5. I don't know, man. I've got to do something for my 500. I've got like 3 videos that I'm working on, and I didn't realize that I was as close to 500K as I was. Maybe I'll do another. Maybe I'll do another 100K, except on Hollywood Boulevard with Drano.
You should do a face reveal.
Are you doing a video on what's his face? Daniel Hogg, the guy that.
David Hogg.
Oh,
David Hogg is his name. I can't remember. That dude's been going through. Like he's been doing so much dumb shit. Like he's going after.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I thought up until yesterday, I thought David Hogg was a video game character. I didn't. I'm not even joking. Like I just haven't been paying attention to a lot of like the mainstream news, because it's just honestly just it just like puts me in a bad mood. So I've just been trying to like focus more on like some internet nonsense that I can make fun of.
Like the fist with he puts his fists in the air. It's like I've seen so many Hitler caricatures.
My views on David Hogg are like very I don't know what to think, because like on one hand, right, this is a kid who just like wandered his way through a shooting, you know? So it's like I do have like a bit of like that really sucks. And like there's part of me that's like go a little easy on him, but also there's part of me that's like he's out there in the public space saying stupid shit, and the people who are like, oh, you're not allowed to criticize him because he went through something, that attitude is also annoying. I'm kind of like always like meandering, and I haven't really seen much of what he said. I've only seen a couple of things where I'm like, I just disagree with that, or like maybe sometimes he'll say something and I'm like, that's not so stupid. It really
unfortunately, being the victim of something does not make you an expert in that.
No, exactly.
That's the sad thing.
That's true, but you also just
so it's like you
can't avoid seeming like a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah. It's like there's no way to come out of it looking like a decent human. But also a lot of that situation with David Hogg and Parkland, it does revolve around a pretty heinous thing, and it's one of these things where it's like I haven't covered shootings before, and I don't really feel like I want to, because it's a problem with media in general where there is a lot of focus on shooters and you know the aftermath of those events, and it's just, to me, it's like I want a channel that people can go to like see stupid shit that's happening in the current events, but I don't want it to be so much of a drag. I kind of want it to be like an informative break almost.
It would just get demonetized anyway.
It would also immediately get demonetized.
Like, but that's why we're here.
That's true.
We paid anything that doesn't have as bad of an effect.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely helped tremendously. But the problem is, it's like it's not even necessary. If it was just about demonetization, it wouldn't bother me so much. But the problem with demonetization is it actually affects things outside of. So essentially, if a video gets demonetized, that means ads aren't running on it. That means that video is not in recommendeds. That means your channel's getting less watch time, and that means the ads that are already there on other content actually start to deplete a little bit. So it's actually like a weird domino effect of like, oh man, I hope this doesn't get demonetized, because if it does, it'll just fuck me in like a weird tangential way. YouTube's kind of a disaster.
It's just a downward spiral.
I'm actually super impressed by how much of a clusterfuck YouTube is, and how big. And I understand it's an enormous platform, and there are it's basically a country. It's basically a country, really.
I miss the good old days where the biggest thing you had to worry about was somebody throwing a DMCA your way.
I miss that. I miss those days when I would be like, oh damn it, I got a WMG Warner Music Group copyright claim.
Oh man.
That was like the worst thing that can happen in like 2010, and I remember everybody was like flipping out like, oh shit, I got a fucking my music got claimed, and you have a video muted. I had like the first video I have on my channel that's not public, but like the first video I have uploaded is a video of some Halo machinima that I made that got copyright striked, and the whole thing was muted.
Why didn't you just delete it?
Huh?
Why didn't you just delete it?
Because I don't know. I deleted a lot of stuff back in the day that I kind of regret deleting, just because I feel like it'd be cool to be able to like watch those videos again and just see like exactly the different, just how different things are.
Yeah,
but,
the 240p.
yeah. But I pretty much left it up because I retitled it an example of YouTube's horrendous audio library. And it's just a machinima, but the majority of it is silent, and the first minute and a half is just elevator music. It's fucking awful. Which is why.
So kind of building off of that, I'm not sure if I brought it up in the last stream or not. The whole YouTube Union bullshit. Like, there's been a huge push of YouTube Union, whatever. Like I saw a bunch of videos for it and like a bunch of ads for it, and now I don't see anything about it. Like,
I don't agree with it. I think a lot has to change with how YouTube conducts their business and how they treat people on their platform. But I just don't think a union is. I don't think it applies. It just doesn't apply.
A union would be more necessary if there were like actual competitors to YouTube. Like,
that's the thing, and it's also there's another part of it is just a union. YouTube is a platform that we are using for free. We are not entitled to make money on YouTube. Like, no one's entitled to that. You really do. It's something that you have to earn. Whether or not some people earn it legitimately and others don't is of secondary debate. But the point is, it's free to use. Like, we don't have to be here, and we're benefiting from essentially what is the kindness of YouTube. Like, YouTube doesn't really turn a profit as it exists, because the sheer amount of money that it takes to run a site like this, where hundreds of hours of footage is uploaded every couple seconds, is pretty intense. So I just don't think a union. It just seems a little. I don't know.
It wouldn't lead to good things.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, YouTube never had to pay its like creators. Like, that was a thing that was their a kindness to them.
Right.
And if they stopped like giving money to their creators, like paying them for the ads that were running on the channel, they would still have millions of users.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think. I think a union is the. It has the right goals and it has the right intention, but I just don't think it applies to something quite like what YouTube is. But I do think something has to fucking.
Isn't there
Something
already
has to
a
happen.
union for like directors or actors or some shit like that for Hollywood?
Well, yeah, that's SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah. But that's another thing. It's like that shit is awful. Like there are people who can't voice act in certain things because they're part of SAG, or because they're part of some weird union, and they're not allowed to voice in competitors' projects. And it's like, I don't want that on YouTube. I don't really want anything like that happening. Where it's like, oh,
unions are just bad in general.
I mean, I don't know. It's a complicated issue because it's so unique. There's no other platform quite like YouTube that has the influence that YouTube has. It's not like any other industry, in the sense that like everybody's kind of employed by Google, but also not. This is what's kind of a disaster when filing for taxes when you do this kind of thing. It's like, what the fuck am I?
Have you done yours yet?
Yeah, I did it already. Thank fucking Christ.
How bad was it?
It was.
How much money did you have to give up?
Because we know that since your stuff's not taxed, you have to actually give out money or give them money.
Well, you have to put back the money
That's got to be a pain in the ass. You must have been looking at the number, going, "What the fuck?"
It's really horrendous.
Yeah, so that's why you get it offshore in Belize.
Yeah, exactly. Like the older I get, the more I'm like, yep, I want a Swedish bank, but I won't.
This is
Swiss bank. You don't want a Swedish bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll pay my dues.
So, in a more hilarious twist regarding YouTube is they've been like kind of shadow banning all the fucking gun channels on YouTube.
Oh, have they?
So they.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fun.
They kind of just like silently take people down like overnight, and they have to like fight really hard to get their channels back. But
like with a silencer.
What?
Their puns are bad. And you should feel bad.
I wonder if not a silencer.
Also, but they started posting videos, like their content onto Pornhub.
Oh,
like that's a fucking thing because Pornhub won't like immediately take it down.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I'm not being ironic here at all. I think this is actually like a thing that I think Pornhub could actually, not even joking, I think a lot of them could I think Pornhub could probably extend into making a subsidiary of their site.
Call it the hub.
Yeah.
And just make like a hub for content that is particularly, not necessarily like lively type shit, but less strict. I think they could probably do that, honestly.
Because they just haven't said anything yet. I don't think if they are, I wouldn't imagine they would say something just yet.
No, I think they probably could do it if they
No, they have the framework there already. They just have to separate the porn from the hub, basically, and they could totally do that.
I would watch videos on the hub.
Wait, does that mean that FPS Russia's gone? Because he was coming back this year.
Is FPS Russia gone?
He's been gone forever.
FPS Russia is
podcast.
He was accused of murder, and then so that kind of like made him stop making videos.
Yeah, FPS Russia is kind of gone, but completely like unrelated to YouTube though.
Yeah, FPS Russia still exists, but yeah,
I don't know. That's I wonder if YouTube fucking with gun channels is gonna affect my channel because I got the word gun in it.
Yeah, but it's just a penny ray gun.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible.
They apparently took down a Philip DeFranco video just because it had a gun.
Well, I remember the Amazing Atheist had to change his whole fucking channel name because the word atheist was like a demonetization keyword. So his whole channel is like fucked.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre. That's kind of bizarre because like the whole like left liberal kind of thing has been more atheist and like the evil right conservative Christians.
No, I know. it's really
like that's kind of weird.
I think I think a lot of it is algorithm based. I think a lot of it just kind of like based on like, hey, you know, videos with the keyword atheist also have like maybe like offensive keywords, so that's not suitable for advertisers. Therefore, the algorithm determines that that word is associated with those words. Therefore, no ads on videos with this keyword.
I feel like it's fuck with that algorithm really easily.
It's a lot of machine. It's a lot of like faulty machine learning.
What did I miss?
Like, remember that AI
box
that they completely? Oh, was it the Microsoft AI or something? I can't remember. It was an AI they put out, and they put it out to the public, and they just fucked it up. Like, it was saying like racist shit within an hour.
Oh my god!
Well, yeah, but that was
a
4chan operation.
AI.
It was K tweets.
That thing was amazing.
And now the account tweets are protected.
That was a 4chan operation.
They did the same thing with Watson. They gave him access to Urban Dictionary, and he learned how to curse.
Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. It's so good though. I love that shit. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point I had to change the name of the channel because gun was like a bad keyword. Which would really, I don't know. It's a good question. I am not thinking about it at all.
You're not going to think about it. Then it's going to smack you right in the face.
I'll change it to H3 Productions.
No, H4 Productions. That way they can't like claim it.
H4.
H4.
It's original.
Show up earlier in the search as H2.
Oh my god. That'd be fucking perfect. I'm skeptical about the atheist thing. TJ thought they banned the word atheist from channel names at one point. Here's the problem, right? YouTube has these fits of being completely broken. So I'd imagine that at the time when TJ was dealing with this shit, it probably was true. But then I think, you know, either the algorithm evolved or somebody stepped in and be like, oh, that wasn't intended. You know, they might like tweak it. And so maybe atheist now is less of a fucked keyword. But at the time, I know for like a month and a half, it was a bad keyword to have in anything. And it would actually fuck with your channel like real bad.
It may also just come down to like the individual YouTube like representative or whatever, because a lot of what the other gun channels are saying, and like that's kind of their thing right now, is they're talking about how YouTube is kind of fucking them. So they're saying that depending on what kind of YouTube representative you have, if one is like real chill, he'll like unlock your shit and he'll work with you and make sure, you know, you're not getting fucked over by the algorithms. But if you get one that like fucking hates guns and is super like socialist or whatever, they won't work with you. Socialist. Like they were like I heard rumors that they were hiring people from like the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I don't know.
Like that same group of people were becoming YouTube like represent. Like that was just a rumor. I'm not going to say that as fact because that kind of sounds like a weird thing, but that's what I keep hearing.
Where'd you hear that?
Did you hear this on InfoWars? Because that sounds like something they'd say.
Yes, I did. No, I heard it from Military Arms Channel.
Okay.
What the hell?
I've never heard of that channel actually.
I don't know, man.
So that just killed the conversation.
No. I'm just trying to think because it's like YouTube's just like a huge clusterfuck. I spoke with I had lunch with somebody who used to work at YouTube the other day, and it was very telling. It was very telling because even he's like they don't understand what the hell's going on.
Every time
speaking of lunch,
downstairs and eat a giant supercomputer with a spanner.
Lopsided. Was that you talking lopsided?
Yeah.
Your mic's like really low. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Google Hangout's pretty rudimentary with these kinds of controls.
I'm also running on a hotspot.
Google how to make Google Hangouts better.
Google Hangouts they've had the exact same layout and functionality for the last like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
They
At least years ago. At least they're consistent.
That's true. At least it's not constantly updating with stupid shit.
I'm 90% sure they just forgot that it even exists, and they just haven't updated it since then.
I really wish Susan would leave. Susan is not. This site is way too big for everything to be Susan's fault. I do think Susan's like really not particularly well suited, because I just feel like I feel like she's very oblivious. But I feel like a lot of the problems go beyond Susan. Like these are like integral, like algorithmic problems that exist like on the platform, and like how the AIs treat different things, and how their communication works. Because Nerd City, I don't know if you guys know who Nerd City is. He put out a video about like YouTube's content ratings, which those have been around. That's been public knowledge for a while, but he brought it out at the public, and essentially YouTube content has the same kind of ratings that you would have in video games or movies, where there's like rated M or rated R, TV mature, rated teen, rated E. That content is hidden in the metadata for every video that you watch, but it's hidden. And it's like, to me, it's like I would gladly apply for an M-rated, like I would gladly have that on my channel. I would gladly have an M on my channel.
So that would cut forgive me. Who's Susan?
Susan would just be. She's the CEO.
I'm posting the link of the video you're talking about in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
I say we bring back like what's their names? Chad Hurley and they're founders. Bring them back.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
I think are they just sitting on
living rich?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
How much do they sell YouTube for?
Yeah, that's a good question. How much do they sell?
I just think they really need like a creator as the head.
1.65 billion.
Holy shit!
Christ.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah,
Chad Hurley apparently got 345 million of that. Yeah.
That's actually.
What about WhatsApp though?
That's actually insane.
WhatsApp got sold for like 13 billion.
What sold for 13 billion?
WhatsApp.
What?
Facebook likes to pay people shitloads of money for their things.
Yeah.
But WhatsApp is actually valuable. YouTube isn't.
It's true.
Yeah, but WhatsApp was also created by like a team of 15 people or something?
Yeah.
YouTube's never been profitable.
To make an app.
Yeah, YouTube has never turned a profit.
It's so insane. So I'm getting text messages from Bunty King. He's been permanently banned from Twitter. They won't accept.
I saw that.
They won't accept his appeal.
God.
Tell him to make another one.
He already has like a
He already
few.
has another one.
Yeah, but like, wow, holy shit!
I cannot believe that. That the ass.
You shouldn't be throwing turfs off buildings.
So harmless.
So wait, hold on. So since I'm poor and can't afford it, can someone post a super chat and ask if an attractive female version of yourself wanted to fuck? Would you bang? No.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Narcissist.
Yeah, well, I don't see why not.
Oh, that reminds me. I had an idea for 500,000.
Oh,
actually, do like one of your full-fledged videos with Lacey.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I would love watching that.
Like, I like watching Lacey's content. She's. I mean, now it depends if you want to go through errors, but I like watching a lot of what she does, and I think you two talking about the same subject, giving two different perspectives on something that one of your normal kind of videos would be great.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I have some ideas. I have some ideas as to what I'm probably gonna do. I think I have a solid idea. But
it would probably just be really hard to do.
Maybe.
I don't think it would. It wouldn't be that hard. I just wonder. Cameos for me, or like collaborations, have always been a very, very tricky thing because for me, I I have a philosophy around collaboration where I know from my experience when I'm watching someone else's channel and they have a collaboration that lasts the whole time, my enjoyment of that video very highly depends on whether or not I like the other person or whether or not I watch the other person's content. So essentially, like if I'm collaborating with I Hate Everything and we're together on screen the whole time for the whole like 10 minutes and 12 minutes, people who don't like I Hate Everything will have a fucking awful time with that video. So that's why I like doing the Paul stuff, because it's like very brief. It doesn't really make people sit through something they might not be interested in, but it still gives people who might like that person something to like, oh, that's kind of a neat thing that these people are working together.
You could have, I mean, you could do, I just threw it out as a thing, but if
I think that's not a bad idea. I thought about for April Fools, I thought about doing a sex ed video on her channel, and she would do my normal video on my channel.
I think that's a great idea.
Hilarious. Yeah, I would glasses on.
I would watch that.
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
I would watch that.
But if you really want to try and appease people, you could have that video ready, set to go, and then have just a normal one of your videos upload relatively in the same time frame.
Yeah. That's the thing about it, is that you have to like really. I don't post as frequently as I would like, enough to justify an April Fool's video. So you won't see a joke video tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get a video out tomorrow, but it's not going to be a.
Is it the podcast or the thing with Psychic Pebbles?
The music's so the guy I got for the music is fucking. The guy I got for the music is just not delivering at all. So I think I'm just gonna put the podcast up without any super huge production flair. It's the first episode anyway. Nobody will care.
That seems like Kevin
So
McLeod music.
speaking of cameos, since I'm in California, I'm not super far away from you. If I drove down,
That's not creepy at all.
yeah, hold on, fuck off.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on. Let's hear this.
Fuck off for half a second. If I came down there and let you throw milk jugs at me, would you fucking put me in the end of a video?
If I could just throw milk jugs at you?
Yeah, because that was
If I can,
yes.
If I have
any other hard object like fucking baseballs just something, I don't fucking know.
You're like a whore.
If I had an idea that would incorporate like abusing an extra, I'll let you know. I think that's not a bad idea, to be honest.
That sounds fucking great.
You seem to be so calm just using your roommates as it.
Yeah. But the thing is, the problem is, that's the tricky thing too. Is like as I've put more and more people in videos, it's harder to make. This is a lot of the reason why it's a little bit trickier to make stuff more frequently. Is that my roommates work, and they're not always around to add to a video. And sometimes I'm like, if it's a recap, it's gotta have Sweeney in it. It's gotta have a Paul voice in it. I've got to like work with other people's schedules who are living in different countries who are like, hey, I need the Paul voice for this on this day. It does take a lot of planning. So a lot of the times the videos that I make will be like a little bit late, and they might not be about, they're not going to be in the moment videos. They're not going to be like, this just happened yesterday. Glasses Offs are a little bit easier to do that way because they don't require a cameo. They don't require really any input from my roommates. Although I would like to do that when I can. But
I also would imagine that there's also a bunch of asshats like me who are just like, oh, this person, more and more people keep showing up in videos. I want to be in a video too. Blah blah.
That's not too huge of a problem. I don't really.
I'm a professional voice actor. Can I be Paul?
Yeah. I've had a lot of that actually. I've had hundreds of people.
But for one, like recap, just don't have a voice for Paul. Like just like act like he's saying something.
I have
just like respond to it like he's saying something.
I had a lot of ideas for an April Fool's video. I wanted to do like a video. Have you ever seen Anthony Fantano's review of Into the Ether?
Yes.
Like B.O.B.?
Yeah.
It's an Anthony Fantano review that is entirely silent. He's just sitting at the camera. He's staring at the camera, shaking his head. Oh no, this just like and he just looks so sad. And I thought about doing a video like that where it's entirely silent, but all the editing cues are the same, as if there would be like, so essentially you'd have like an emphasizing zoom and a camera shake, but nothing's happening. So it'd be just like a really jarring experience.
You know, just imagining that actually sounds fucking hilarious.
If you could make that in a day.
I probably could. I'm gonna make a video. I'm going to make a video today. I think I'm just gonna improv it because it's about these two really cringy Australian raps that I stumbled across recently.
I know what you're talking about.
There's one that I saw a while ago that I was like, this is dumb, but it's not dumb enough for me to like talk about it. But then they had another one really recently. B
and Sargon covered it, I think.
Yeah. It's
was it that feminist rap?
It's like it's like a rap about the internet and how like it's really awful, but it's a good. I really like
porn.
I really like.
Just saying.
I really like awful raps. There's so, like I feel like one of my favorite videos that I've done is the what the fuck is what is it? The cultural appropriation rap that Comedy Central did. I had a lot of fun making that because it's just it's so awful, and I'm writing my own rap for it.
How about for a video that like really everyone wants you to make about like a topic? That's when you do the silent video. Like if everyone wants you to do a topic, but you just don't really want to do it, just make it the silent video.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna make this video and then edit together all the clips of silence.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Videos in one.
So on a complete, or well, it's not completely unrelated, but a mostly unrelated note. Have you guys heard of Auntie Donna?
Yeah, I know.
Australian comedy. Okay,
it's an Australian.
I forgot.
For those who don't know, it's an Australian like sketch comedy group.
I think they're really fucking good. A lot of their kind of their newer stuff is a little bit but a lot of their original content is just fucking hilarious. I don't know where I was going with this. I just wanted to talk about them.
Auntie Donna's great. How retarded do you feel when you have to talk to a doll for recording? I'd feel worse if I was voicing it.
Oh God!
Because there's a lot of I'm sure you know who Steve Shives is, and Steve Shives has a lot of videos where he's talking to a myriad of stuffed animals. And my initial concern when I started the Paul thing was like, is this going to seem like a Steve Shives like sad he has no friends type deal? But I feel like
didn't you make a video on this?
I did. I
think you did. How to respond to Steve Shives? Don't.
Yeah.
I love that video.
Oh yeah, that was like a clip of some other video.
Don't.
I don't know, man. It's just and he plans on making another Butthurt McWowmacunt video. I recently looked back.
I forgot about him.
So I recently looked back, right, at one of my old Butthurt McWowmacunt videos, and the thumbnail is censored on it. They removed the thumbnail.
Does it have a gun in it?
No. It's Morty. It's Morty from Rick and Morty grabbing Jessica's boobs.
I wonder why they would censor that.
It's not explicit. It's like in the show. It's just a screen grab of the show. There's no like.
I don't know.
It was so weird. Like I look back, it's like why did they? That's so weird. I've had so much more. I've had many more egregious thumbnails. I have a thumbnail that I'm pretty sure is just Tracer's ass.
Mm.
And
that's a good thumbnail.
It is
that's
a good
thumbnail.
Unpopular opinion: Overwatch is bullshit, and no one should play it.
Oh,
I coach a semi-pro team. Thank you for telling me that. All I do is.
I don't know how I feel about Overwatch. I enjoyed it for a little bit, but I got real bored of it real quick.
Me too. It's really boring.
It's only fun when you're winning.
By the way, who has the Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force thing?
That's me.
I
happened to my freaking car?
So for some reason, I don't know what's been wrong with my psyche lately, but I've been watching a lot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's always a good thing.
I can't.
I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I forgot. I used to watch it when I was a kid, and I just didn't get it. And I've been watching it a lot recently.
Oh, sorry, guys.
And my God, the shit that they put on that show is astounding to me.
Some of the stuff makes me so uncomfortable.
They had a dog. They had an episode where they created a dog that
raped the shit out of Carl.
That's a violent rapist. And it's probably one of my favorite things to ever come out of television.
My favorite episode is still the sandwich from hell.
I don't know the episode specifically. I've been watching like clips on YouTube. So like all of my understanding.
The Broodwitch, yeah, that's my favorite episode.
All of my Aqua Teen Hunger Force is completely out of context. That's the entire. But like, my God, that Carl character like kills me every fucking time.
Spirit animal.
I saw one. There's one clip that I think of, like, I actually dreamt about it and I laughed myself awake. Because there's something like, I don't know, they create some weird fucking monstrosity visits them and pees all over Carl's house.
Yep.
And he walks out and he's like, "Hey, who's your dead friend?"
He's dead.
I don't know why that's as funny as it is to me. But
no.
The only show that I can, well, probably not the only show, but the show that does it more often than not, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I can never fucking sit through an entire episode because it just annoys the shit out of me, the shenanigans they get into. It's just like, I can't fucking watch this.
I enjoy it.
I get secondhand embarrassment from a fictional show. From this fucking show, and it's just like I can't fucking watch this.
I don't know, man. I really like
it. Same with The Office for me.
Has anyone ever heard of the show Code Monkeys? I think it was on
Code Monkeys. That was G4, right?
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite shows that like nobody I've ever talked to has ever heard of. But I've seen both those.
I'm sure.
Over and over. Love it.
It sounds familiar, but I definitely haven't watched it.
Yeah, I don't know the
writing for that show is just hilarious.
I like a lot of Always Sunny. I don't know why. It took me a while to like it, I will admit. Like when I first saw it, I kind of hated it. But I just kind of like, I don't even know. I just watched it for a little bit and Dan Schneider. People are talking about Dan Schneider in the chat.
Yeah, he got fired.
Oh shit! It finally happened.
I'm so upset because I called this and I really should have made money. I should have put money on this. I've been calling this for years, years.
So long ago.
Like, I think I was having this conversation with friends of mine in like 2013, and I was just like, "Why the fuck didn't I put money on this?"
What did he get fired for?
He got fired. So I don't think they made it public yet, right? Did they?
Yeah, I don't think they did, but
There's
it's
no
pretty obvious when she got
It's
fired.
more just like workplace. I don't know if it's workplace harassment. I think the correct word that they used, I think, was like it's like that weird. It's like a term that they would, like, a cop would use to arrest you for some really dumb bullshit, like really vague kind of like disturbing the peace, or like it was like a really weird workplace
obstruction.
Something like that. It was a very, very vague term that they used.
We all knew he loved Carly's feet.
I do think it comes down to the fact
feet, bro.
He's a freaky foot fetish.
He does not.
I was just noticing this the other day because I got on Twitter for the first time, and it showed me you missed this, and I don't know when you said this, but you found out what incels were the other day.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just finished watching. Do you guys know who Monkey Jones is?
Monkey Jones.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This video is absolutely fucking amazing. I just watched a bunch of his videos. It's like, holy shit! Why does this dude have so much more subs?
So just to clarify, I was aware of what, like, the general idea of it. Right. I understood that, like, an incel was a type of person. What I didn't realize is that there's like a community built around it. I didn't realize that.
Man.
I thought it was just like a way to describe a person. Like, oh, this person is like this fits into this category.
People.
Yeah. I didn't realize that people were like self-identified.
If there is some sort of objective that people can cling around, people will fucking do it. I mean, people who like the color blue and can't explain why, and it's like, oh, you like the color blue and you can't explain why. We're now the people who are blue and can't explain why.
We built people build identities around really stupid shit.
You're blue, dabu dee dabu die.
Fuck, now I want to be a part of that community.
I remember when one of the biggest concerns on the internet was figuring out what the fuck that person was saying in that song.
The internet has drastically changed. I remember when the biggest debate on the internet was Xbox 360 or PS3.
Xbox 360 for life.
And that was it.
PS3
That was the conversation. Nobody was talking about incels. It's so insane how drastically different everything is from just even like 5 years ago. Blows my mind.
We all died.
2004 was 14 years ago? Doesn't that sound wrong to you?
It sounds insane.
Yes, yes, it does.
You know, kids who were born like
it's super weird.
Kids who are now like sophomores in high school. 9/11 is taught as an historical event.
Yeah.
Because they weren't alive during it.
It makes I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm getting way too old.
It kind of was for me because I'm only 21, so like
21.
I was only like what was it fucking? I wasn't that old. I wasn't old enough really to like remember. Like I remember there was a panic, but I can't really fucking remember why. You know, like obviously now I know what the fuck was going on. But...
I was pretty young too, but I remember specifically. I remember that pretty vividly. It's fucking nuts because I was in New York at the time. So, like that was a pretty. Yeah. We got like front row seats.
All I remember from that day is my sister left to go to school and happy that it was her birthday, and she came back really sad because school was closed.
Oh shit! It's my birthday too. Like, that's my birthday too.
Is it really?
Yeah. And it's also my mom's birthday. It was a great day.
How great is it that fucking Easter is on April Fool's, huh? Woo! How fucking great.
That's the original. That's the original April Fool's Day. Like, open up a cave. April Fool's. April Fool's is gone.
April Fool's. I'm not dead.
Bye.
You know.
My mother was in Haiti during 9/11, and she said everybody was cheering when they got the news.
Oh, and
it was fucking depressing. Yeah,
that's depressing. Yeah,
they're always gonna be like. That's always pretty much anything bad that happens is going to have people that are, gonna cheer it on in some fucking form.
Kind of.
Oh, go on.
Sorry, I'm stuck in between like trying not to cut people off, but also not letting myself not say anything. So carving my way through people's conversations. I feel like an asshole, but it's like it happens. So
sometimes I gotta push through.
Yeah.
Fucking what was I gonna say?
9/11.
Oh yeah, the fucking April Fool's thing. So back in my high school days, because I was a fucking depressed piece of shit, because that's what high school does to people. I always thought like, what if I pretended to be dead just so I could see what my friends' reactions would be? Like. Who would grieve for me and who would just be like, fuck it, whatever. It would suck because if you ever gave up the joke, you would have no friends anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. There was actually
curious. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
There was actually a play based on that. Basically, in the play, a person was sick and most people thought he was dying. And so to find out who was really on his side, he pretended to die. And so he found out that his wife was actually just there for his money. And the people who really wanted him like alive were his brother and his daughter.
I feel like that's also probably a movie.
Yes, one starring what is it? Guy with he has not Alzheimer's, Parkinson.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox, yeah. He had a movie kind of like that with a rich uncle that was supposedly dying, and everybody fought about the inheritance.
I never
end,
saw this.
Oh, all right.
feel
Well,
like
I don't pretty much the same premise.
It probably exists. I just haven't seen it. But
I don't fucking watch movies, man.
That sucks because it's like that's very obviously the thing that like, and I'm sure like a lot of it is because of the circumstances of what it is. Like I'm super curious as to who would like show up to my funeral, how people would react if I died. I'm like really fucking curious about that. And but I think a lot of people are curious about that is like the reason for that curiosity is because it's something that you just straight up can't know unless you're a piece of shit.
Well, there's only one way to find
out. And you fake your own death, in which case you know how people would react, but now none of those people like you. It's like you can't win that. You're never gonna know. That sucks.
I guess.
Well, you would have shown up at my funeral. Well, now it certainly won't.
I don't mind. I don't care about that. I don't care about showing up to like who the fuck? Nobody wants to go to a funeral. It's like literally the thing that nobody wants to do. But I'd want to see people's reactions. I would want to see people's like genuine like, oh, I wonder what that person would say or think.
If you get famous enough, the news may accidentally report you as dead, and then you get to see how people react.
That's true. I wonder if that's intentional by like celebrities who are also morbidly curious about it. They're like, hey TMZ, can you say like I died? I'm really curious.
George Costanza did that.
What?
Jason Alexander, he did that?
Jason Alexander did that.
Are you serious?
Well, he didn't do it, but it happened to him. He didn't do it on purpose. But
I was like,
yeah, Jason Alexander's dead. And then on purpose.
If Jason Alexander,
it just seems like something he would do on purpose.
All I'm saying
George Costanza would do it.
If we had learned that he did that on purpose, he'd be my favorite person again because he already is. Jason Alexander's the best.
I feel very out of the loop because I have no idea who that person is.
Jason Alexander played George on Seinfeld, but he also played the voice of Duckman in an animated comedy from the 1990s that was actually pretty good, if a little dated.
I've never watched Seinfeld, not even a single episode. So
that's fair.
Damn.
It's anyway, he's a funny guy.
I've been rewatching all of Seinfeld, and it's still so funny today. Like it hasn't aged at all.
I really like it a lot. Did you see that Roseanne got brought? Like I didn't know that the show was coming back.
Yeah, I heard that. I thought it was just like one episode.
And apparently it like hit like 18 million concurrent viewers, which is actually like insane.
I'm pretty happy.
It's a shitload of viewers. It's ridiculous.
I thought Roseanne was alright.
So
ABC or whoever fucking hosts Roseanne is just popping champagne right now.
Yeah, they brought Norm Macdonald back on to write that, so it's automatically going to be great.
Wait, really? Norm Macdonald's writing for it?
He was one of the original writers for Roseanne.
No, but is he writing for it now?
No, I thought he like just that one episode. I thought that was just one episode.
What the fuck?
No, Roseanne's coming back for at least a season.
Really?
Yeah, no,
I thought it was just one episode.
No, it got renewed. It got renewed for another season.
Yeah, it's
Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a one-time thing.
So who knows? Maybe Norm Macdonald's got a new job.
Maybe.
If Norm Macdonald is writing for Roseanne again, that makes me really happy. Because Norm Macdonald is probably, if not my favorite comedian, definitely one of my top favorite comedians.
He's hilarious. Did you read his book?
No, but I saw it yesterday. I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, should I get this?
The funniest book I've ever read.
I just bought Doug Stanhope's new book, or the last book he wrote.
Oh my God, Norm Macdonald's so great.
I listened to an audiobook and I like in my car, and I had to pull over one time because I was just dying of laughter.
I want to hear. Wait, you were reading it while you were driving?
No,
like an
audiobook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, like I was on a road trip, so I decided to get it and listen to it, and like I had to pull over because I was just laughing too much.
I want to know people's favorite comedian. Like this for people in the chat too. I want to know what comedians everybody is particularly enjoying these days, because I want to find some new people.
Bill Cosby.
I recently started watching like some Tom Segura, and I fucking love that dude. It's hilarious.
Tom Segura?
Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
You know,
Segura's hilarious. He's got some Netflix specials.
I have not.
Bill Burr's an obvious choice.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
I have not
obvious.
been watching any sort of not really anything with any real comedic value lately. It's probably why I'm so fucking depressed these days. But while I'm doing my patrols, well, there's a lot of drive time, and so I get fucking bored and shit.
Yeah.
So I usually have YouTube playing on my phone like fucking all 12 hours of my shift.
Right.
So typically, like when I run out of your videos to watch, I'll watch another creator and then another, and then, but it's all like news oriented shit. Like if it's not you, it's gonna be fucking Ben Shapiro. If it's not Ben Shapiro, it's gonna be one of the other people at the Daily Wire, or it's the Amazing Atheist, or TJ Kirk, or whatever the fuck he wants to go by. You know, it's just. I just bounce around between all of these like news oriented things, nothing of any like super comedic value. Like,
nah, I can't. I pretty much only watch shit that makes me laugh.
Like,
I can't watch like fucking.
You guys watch Jonathan Pie? He's kind of cool.
Like the most comedic centric thing I do is scroll through Facebook and look at memes. Like that's pretty much the top thing of comedic value I get in my daily life.
A lot of people in the chat are saying like Bill Burr and like George Carlin, like a lot of classics. Bill Burr's also one of my favorites.
I'm watching a lot of Doug Stanhope.
I don't really like Bill Burr
stuff. But
you don't like Bill Burr?
Carlin's...
I mean, he's all right. Some of his stuff really is funny.
I will say his most recent stand-up wasn't all that great. But I do think Bill Burr is just a funny person, I think. So like when he's like on when he's like on Conan, or like when he's on like a talk show and he's just talking, he's the funniest human being on the planet. He's funnier in person and just like on a show where he's just talking out of his ass than he is on stage. I do think he's funny on stage too, but Jonathan Pie, Jimmy Kerr, Jim Jeffries. I'm not a fan of Jim Jeffries only because I just like he comes across as too holier than thou. I feel like sometimes.
He's funny. I saw him the other a couple months ago here in Amsterdam. It's a good show.
I think he's funny. It's just hard. It's just harder for me to laugh at him. It's
Gabriel Iglesias is all right too, but he doesn't make a whole lot of stuff anymore. Like I haven't seen anything new from him in like years.
I found James Acaster is nice as well.
Yeah, no, Jonathan Pie is pretty great. He's not like a standard comedian, but he's really. I love it. I love his delivery style. There's one I found recently. His name's like Sebastian.
See his one today.
Sebastian. Did you see his one today? He had one today?
Yeah, about the wage gap.
Oh, I didn't see it, no. Tim Minchin is also great. Tim Minchin's one of my favorites. He's like a musical comedian. He's like a Bo Burnham type.
Someone who is completely unfunny, in my opinion, is Daniel Tosh.
Daniel Tosh, I don't like. I will admit, I haven't seen his stand-up, and I don't like his show.
Funny, but his
I
show
cannot recall a single time where he said something and I'm just like, oh, that's fucking hilarious. Like I can't recall a single moment where I'm like, oh man, that's funny. Coming from Daniel Tosh.
Sebastian Maniscalco? That's definitely the person I'm thinking of, yeah. He's got like a really weird delivery that I really like. He's more of like a I feel like he would be more of like the kind of person that like normal people would like. It's very standard comedy, but he's got a good vocal cadence, and he has like a weird physical he moves really weird on stage, and that's he's a weird fucking dude. But he's a pretty good one. I wouldn't say he's like in the league of like Minchin or Burr or McDonald, but definitely a good mid tier.
Oh, here's a fossil. Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was really the first thing that turned me on to H3 Productions, and I don't mean to like I know I'm wearing the hat and everything. It's because my hair looks like shit. I'm not trying to like advertise. But like the thing that first turned me on to H3 was like they were the first people that I had seen that, because for some reason I remember Jeff Dunham being not funny to me, but funny to a lot of people that I knew. And I recall it just being like, "Oh, don't you? What do you mean you don't like Jeff Dunham?" And for some reason, H3 was the first they were the first people that I'd seen to just trash him. I was like, I am so happy that I'm no longer alone in this, because Christ, I hate.
It's kind of like a Dean Cook, I think.
Dane Cook,
Dane
yeah.
Cook.
Dane Cook, same thing.
So I'm really awkward when it comes to like talking over people. So something I wanted to actually talk about was during the 9/11 discussion, but we kind of passed over that.
No,
Man,
we're talking.
you're late, dude.
No, we're still talking about Dane Cook.
Wow.
Hijack the plane with the box cutter.
Oh fuck.
Well, anyways, while going through boot camp, one of the things that we would talk about with our RDCs is where were they during 9/11? And most every single one would say, I was pulled out of my rack, given a gun, and forced to stand watch. Because, like, basically the entire military was put on high alert after 9/11.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. I don't know, man. That was a weird fucking time, especially as like a kid. Not any weirder than finding Dane Cook funny.
Yeah.
I remember Nostalgia Critic taking a shot at Jeff Dunham, but it was for being too offensive. Really? Was it because like the Ahmed the dead terrorist thing? I don't know. I didn't find it offensive. I just didn't find it. It was just kind of like, okay.
That's ridiculous. I love the Ahmed the Dead Terrorist stuff.
Here's the thing with it. A lot of Jeff Dunham's stuff, and a lot of like, I feel like a lot of shitty comedy kind of stems. It kind of stems from an idea that's hilarious in concept, but like actually seeing it like driven to fruition is kind of like, I don't know if this is as funny as it was in my head. Like the idea of the ghost of a dead terrorist is kind of amusing. But like when you actually sit down and make it into a puppet, it's just a bit. It's kind of like a Super Columbine RPG, if you remember that.
Yeah.
That was a game that was a game all about like, hey, you get to play through Columbine pretty much, right? And that idea is funny, but I wouldn't sit and play through that. You know, it's just not. The comedy kind of dies at the concept in a situation like that, and that's pretty much Jeff Dunham's entire shtick is just things that are like funny at a glance. I haven't heard of that game. Well, there's also that Logan Paul game that came out super recently where it's like you just played as Logan Paul and you look for a dead body in a forest.
I thought it was something Logan Paul put out.
No.
I would play that.
It was somebody called, I think it was just called Suicide Forest, and you were playing as Logan Paul and you just walk around looking for a dead body to take a picture of.
Made it like Slender.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, except it's like, that's an amusing idea. That's funny. But like, would you sit and play that?
I don't know. To me, that sounds like Slender, but not as fun.
That's the thing. It's like, it's just, you get a chuckle out of it because it's something that's like, really, that's something you'd say to your friends pretty much. Pretty much everything that me and Sweeney say to each other is pretty much that.
Like, hey, what if we did that kind of thing? Just like,
yeah, exactly.
Just stuff you would never actually attempt at doing, but the idea of possibly doing that would be funny.
Or just like any like dumb song parody that you might have just like accidentally made in what do you call? I don't know. Like some people, it's just like, "Oh, don't you kill my baby." You know, it's like, that's amusing. But I'm not gonna sit and record that.
As we're broadcasting live.
Oh my god! I only find Walter funny. I don't know anything about. It's been a long fucking time.
Walter's the old dude, I think. The old puppet.
Oh right, yeah, okay. So he's like a Statler and Waldorf type puppet.
Grumpy old man.
I don't know what the hell.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
I'm actually like kind of baffled that Google bought YouTube for that little. That's like a lot of money. Like $1.65 billion is a lot of money, but it's also like, how much did Disney buy Star Wars for?
$5 billion.
Was it really?
Yeah, they paid George Lucas $5 billion.
But Star Wars was well more established than.
That's true. That's fair. When did they buy it?
Within the last 5 years.
I'm pretty sure Google already knew that they were just buying a giant brain hemorrhage. The company hemorrhages money. It's always hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, they bought it in 06. What the fuck?
Really? Oh wow.
Do you remember when Google did that thing where they like forced all the accounts together?
Oh, it was so dumb.
That was great.
Oh yeah.
I ended up with like 6 YouTube accounts because of that.
Disney buys YouTube. I'm calling it now. Can you fucking imagine?
Oh man.
Can you imagine? Holy, that'd be too much.
Honestly, Alphabet's more likely to buy Disney.
Are you ever going to collab with June? I'm pretty sure I've done that a couple times at this point.
I think it was only like small bits, though.
Oh, somebody's looking to get into the Google Hangout. They just pledged, so let me get this individual in.
Oh boy, fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Fresh blood.
That sounds so fucking rude. Here you go. There's the invite. The invite still works, right? These don't expire, do they?
As far as I know,
I have no clue.
I don't know how Discord is completely fucked with my perception of of how these invites work.
Fucking Discord. Do you ever just go in there, read some of the shit people say, and just be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna leave.
Are you asking about my Discord or just Discord?
Yeah, no, your fucking Discord, the CRD channel. Do you ever just like you randomly come in you know what? I'm gonna talk to my fans today, and then you just see the just absolute cancer people are posting in there and go, you know what? I can't deal with this right now, and then just leave.
Listen, it could always be worse.
I'm probably going to be in the Discord after this.
Because I definitely see all the time your little green light come on, but you don't show up. So I always imagine you just coming in, be like, no, fuck this, I can't do this today, and then just leaving.
No, Discord's just kind of always on in the background for me.
Speaking of Discord, can I get on yours? I'm still not able to get on it.
Oh my god, what is wrong with fucking Patreon?
Patreon is just like a really broken. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna post the permanent invite on the Patreon.
But the only problem is then we don't get the patron role.
That's the issue.
You gotta talk to the commander.
That's my responsibility. You need to talk to me, Commander Solano.
Well,
I will.
But that's the thing.
It's
they can't know that. Discord has a very poor. I don't know if it's Patreon's fault or if it's Discord's fault. I'm leaning on Discord just because Discord is kind of haphazard.
I've been testing the Patreon bot in my own Patreon, and it sucks. It's not very good.
Yeah, it's really unreliable. So it's part of Patreon.
It's always worked on other Patreons except yours.
Everything's
yours is the only one.
Everything's set up exactly as it's supposed to be. I've looked up countless ways to fix it, and there's literally nothing that's incorrect. So
I think beautiful.
So I mean, the Discord is pretty much patrons anyway. The only time other people will get in is if they happen to come to a stream at the right time. So I might just it's so fucking dumb the way it works, but I'm just gonna put a link on the on the Patreon, just like for all the tiers that it applies to, and just be like, "This is the link." Can you pin stuff on Patreon? That'd be pretty useful.
Hello.
I'm not sure.
Hey.
How's it going, Gaia?
Hello. Good, how are you? This is so weird.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like talking to you.
Wow, you are calling us weird? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, is that a bad thing?
Okay, so like right now I'm talking to you guys at a fucking Starbucks. If anyone's feeling weird, it's probably me.
No,
dude, I'm
Ford
fucking
F-250 in the middle of the desert.
Yelling.
On an oil field location.
I'm baking on the inside of my car right now because there's no privacy in my house. So I'm outside in my car, just fucking dripping because I'm just cooking alive. What?
Oh,
With it turned off? Well, yeah, it's turned off because if I turn on the air conditioning, all you guys are gonna hear is
oh yeah,
the whole fucking time.
That's a
and
fair
I don't want to. I don't want to do that to you guys.
Yeah, the Starbucks I'm at just went through like the rush hour, and so I was turning off and on my mic the entire time, just so then you guys didn't have to hear all the people talking.
That sounds like a painful existence, man. I don't condone that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
a lifestyle I have to lead.
Shit.
R.I.P. RIP.
So what were we talking about before Gaio got in?
We were talking about a lot of things, man. You got to be a little bit more specific.
That's true.
I think we're talking about
Dane Cook and 9/11.
Dane Cook 9/11 Discord, the Holy Trinity.
Pretty much.
And how bad Commander Solano is at running it. Literally took like fucking 3 or 4 weeks just to get our colors changed.
What? That's because I don't have internet. I will.
He does.
All I hear is excuses, bro. I hear is excuses.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am one small
Patreon
from a.
I just hate the way it's integrated.
Yo, did anyone see Alex Jones' son calling out David Hogg on InfoWars?
I did not see that. No.
I feel really bad for that kid.
The picture looks amazing. They're both like glaring at each other.
Right.
You know, honestly, I believe that he would absolutely destroy David Hogg in a debate, but I feel really bad for the kid because he is so much like his dad, or at least his persona. Their personas are like almost fucking identical. And
dude, I don't know what you're talking about. I would love if Alex Jones was my dad.
Dude, Alex Jones is my dad. My dad is Alex Jones. Like fucking.
Yeah.
My dad is
Jones is my fucking spirit animal, dude.
My dad.
Vitamins too.
Yeah.
My dad is fucking like over the top and ridiculous. Like when we're out, like grocery shopping or something, he'll just do some of the most ridiculous fucking things. And I'm just sitting in the corner. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You are a 40-year-old adult. Get fucking knock this shit off.
But you'd rather Alex Jones to be your dad instead? Is that what
might as well.
I don't.
Might as well just go all out.
Yeah, might as well just be like fucking recognized for how ridiculous he's being.
Screw about lizard people.
Dude, his son's gonna inherit that empire, so he better get
So
the empire.
My dad isn't as bad as like Alex Jones, but my dad was the kind of person who was just like, Harry Potter is of the devil. You can't play any Pokemon because they're fucking promoting evolution.
Are you serious?
Oh, we got a super chat from Rentens. Where's the hot girl from the last Snark tank? What? I wasn't aware.
There was a girl with a voice that was nice, I guess.
There was a girl with a voice.
If you want to go, oh, hot girl, hot voice. Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The left fucking their own.
4chan user.
The left eats their own. Everybody eats their own, dude. It's sad. It's real sad.
I would eat my own, but I have to get a rib removed.
Tabitha Van Doom.
You have to get a rib removed? Fucking get on my level, man. Come on.
A rib removed.
Just, you just need more stretches, that's all.
Yeah, dude, fucking you don't need to do that. You don't need to do all
guys,
that.
I've seen videos of people who can do that, and it's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Tabitha, right? Looks like you're in. Okay.
Look out, stream. A girl is here.
A girl.
Oh no.
Guys, everybody, quiet.
Oh no.
What is this? Xbox Live in 2007? Jesus Christ. $10 from Rentons. I have figured out the girl was Anissa Jam. What? Oh,
Oh, that stream.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
That makes sense.
That was a while ago. That was a hot minute ago, dude. Yeah, the salad bowl was a very afterthought thing. We just sort of did it. It wasn't really like that wasn't even on we didn't even put that on iTunes. That was more of just like a long form video than it was a podcast.
Did anyone ever play like any MMOs like World of Warcraft?
I was
I was never really.
My friend tried to get me in a WoW, and I just couldn't get my head around it.
I picked it up for a couple of weeks. I got like real fucking into it. I spent like just ridiculous amounts of money. I played it for like a month and then just never picked it up again.
I played WoW for 11 years.
Right now, wow.
Me too,
Right now,
I'm
I'm
still
just
playing
playing some Star Wars: The Old Republic because I have no life, and I'm trying to use up as much of this Starbucks Wi-Fi as I can.
I really want to play the Old Republic just because I loved the fucking Kodar games so much, but I keep hearing from source after source that the game is just doesn't live up to its KOTOR roots.
It doesn't, but it's still a really good. It's still a really good MMO, and like I play it mainly because the story is really good.
Right. Oh, did anyone ever play Star Trek Online?
No.
No, I haven't.
No, we all knew better.
I didn't even know
Star
that
Trek
existed.
Online. Yeah, I played Star Trek Online. It was free. It was free on the PS4.
Of course.
And I got it. And I'm just like, for the first like 2 days, I'm like, man, this is real fucking cool. This is real neat. And then I never played it again.
Hey, Chris, have you played Escape from Tarkov? I don't know what that is.
You're in Tarkov and you escape.
Is it anything like
streamers are playing?
Is it anything like Ape Escape?
Dude, Ape Escape was great.
Ape Escape is shit.
Ape Escape's great. I love Ape Escape.
I didn't play Ape Escape, but I liked Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball is the shit.
Wow. What the fuck? I remember Super Monkey Ball was a game I always saw advertised a lot.
And Billy Hatcher.
That game was Billy Hatcher. That game was underrated, I think. Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it.
It was a good. It was a Sega game, yeah.
Scout, I have a question for you.
Scout.
Why do you like Crash Team Racing so fucking much?
Because it's a very, very good kart racer. What do you mean?
But okay, what about it is good?
It controls incredibly well for a fucking game that was on a PlayStation 1. It feels like a fast kart racer. It doesn't have the stupid bullshit physics that like don't make any sense that Mario Kart has had since its inception, like how grass instantaneously slows you down. There's actual shortcuts that actually fucking work and are actually difficult to reach. And it's just, I don't know. I just think it's a better game than pretty much every Mario Kart that's ever been made.
I'll give you that on the shortcut.
The problem, that game still controls so grossly well. And it's just jarring because I don't even think Mario Kart 8 controls as good. Because Mario Kart 8 has this weird problem, again, with the physics where it's like you pretty much have to stay in the lane. There's no I don't know. It's just, I just prefer it.
Did you guys?
But also, here's the thing. Hold on. I talk about that game a lot, specifically because it's dumb to me that Sony doesn't do anything with it. That game is so good. All you have to do is up-res that game, add some form of online, you've got a kart racer. Now Nintendo isn't the only person who has a fucking really good kart racer to contend with.
Yeah, but how do you fit microtransactions into it?
I don't do it. Don't. But let me play as Nathan Drake. I don't care.
Skins.
Yeah, save slots.
Just like character skins. Have a Crash Bandicoot model. Have a Crash Bandicoot model with Nathan Drake's face on it. I don't care.
Crash Bandicoot.
I don't know, man.
So you're saying make a sexier Nathan Drake?
Yeah, exactly. Make a very polygonal, triangular Nathan Drake.
But fucking guys, did you guys ever go to coolmathgames.com as a kid? Like, come on now.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
My dad also had that math game that you sometimes see with the aliens and you're in space and stuff. And like,
oh, Math Blaster.
Yes, I love that.
Oh yeah.
When I was in kindergarten.
And in grade school, I was always good at the Muncher games, like Word Muncher, Number Muncher.
I love those games.
Beanies.
I
got called a muncher, but not that kind of muncher.
I broke my class's records.
Oh, also other underrated PlayStation racer, Wipeout.
Ooh.
Wipeout's a great. Is a great racer. I had it on the PSP though. I didn't have like the originals, but the PSP one was fucking great. I think it was like Wipeout Pure.
Wipeout Pure. I played that constantly.
I've been having a weird thing where I really want a PSP again.
Same.
I don't know why.
Just get a PS Vita.
You're only gonna find them on eBay.
Yeah, I guess I could probably find one on Amazon.
Do you guys remember the time where Lego didn't just create like movie Lego things, but they actually created their own games, like Lego Island 2?
Yes.
Oh,
Lego Island was the shit.
Lego Island was the fucking shit.
I had a Lego game.
Lego Rock Raiders. Come on now.
What the hell did I have? I had a Lego game that was I had a Lego game that was like knights and like castles and shit.
Lego Knight. Oh, I remember that. Is it when you like built the castle to defend?
Yeah, you can build castles and like you build catapults and shit.
Yeah.
So kind of like a Lego tower defense, kinda.
No.
No.
Well, I don't know. It's been
like a Lego tower defense.
I haven't played it since 1998, so.
It was an old game, but it was more a like you built a bunch of walls and then you just had to like defend against hordes trying to come and destroy your walls.
Ever play the Captain? Somebody in the chat just ever play the? Did you say ever play the Captain Crunch game? I did. It was. Wait, hold on. Now I have to find it. This is gonna fucking infuriate me if I can't find it. It was like Captain Crunchlings or Crunchling Adventure.
I
came in a cereal box.
Oh my god.
Oh, what about the Bionicle games?
Oh shit! Bionicle games because I was never
like the little itty bitty little CDs that came with some of the Bionicles. Like you could just like watch little videos and shit on, and you could like move around and shit.
Like mini CD-ROM or whatever it was called.
There was a magazine, like a PC. I think it was PC Gamer, but they always came out with a demo disc for the PC. They had just a shitload of just weird games that never went anywhere.
Yeah, I miss the days of demo discs.
Yeah, Pizza Hut did the demo discs for PS1.
I love those.
And that's how I got into Metal Gear.
I'm trying to find. I got a few of them, but I'm still trying to find all of them.
You know, I've never played any of the Metal Gears.
Wait, how did you get into Metal Gear?
The PS1 demo disc that had the first mission from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, okay, good.
That shit was great.
Excellent.
You guys remember getting demo discs, and then they were like you would scroll through the shit, and then like the one game that you really wanted to play was like a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. They did that with the GameCube for me.
Yeah.
Actually, a demo disc is how I got Shadow of the Colossus. Like,
that's how I got
Shadow
it
of
too.
the Colossus.
I actually, this is such a fucking joke, actually. Like, because I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it in this context until recently. But like, you guys remember Jam Pack?
Yes.
Yeah.
So people paid money. People paid money for Jam Pack. Jam Pack was was demo discs. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And people paid money for that. I have two of those. I have 2 fucking jam packs that I bought with my own money. And I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? Both of these games together is the price of the one game that I wanted to play on both of these. Blows my fucking mind that I did that. But I played Shadow of the Colossus through a demo disc as well. I played Crash Bandicoot through a demo disc. I played I think Ape Escape through a demo disc. I played
Tenchu.
Holy shit, dude.
Tenchu and Medieval. I played those games.
Medieval is a great
that was on the same demo disc that Metal Gear was.
Yeah.
Those two.
I remember these so fucking vividly. It's weird.
I think the only really game that stood out for me demo disc wise, and aside from Shadow of the Colossus, was Burnout. I think it was Burnout Revenge.
Burnout Revenge was a fun one.
I had that for the PSP. That was probably one of my most loved games.
That's on the
Flat
PSP.
Out was way better than Burnout because you get to launch your dude out the car.
Wait, which game?
Flat Out.
I remember Flat Out.
I remember Flat Out too.
Hours doing the long jump and the high jump.
There was a game I played on the Game Boy Advance, a racing game.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was called Konami Crazy Racers.
What the hell?
Whoa.
Yeah, it had the Goemon and several other chibi Konami characters from the Japanese franchises.
That's so odd.
Did anybody play Pepsi Man?
I played Pepsi Man.
No.
No, but I am looking for it.
I played the 7-Up Spot game actually for the Sega.
Cool Spot.
Yes.
That was a thing.
They don't make them like Cool Spot anymore.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
What about Army Men 3D on the PS1? Not Sarge's Heroes.
I played a game called Search and Destroy.
I think I remember that. Is that the game where you have army men that you have to kill the other army men with?
Yeah.
And the army men turn into melted puddles of army men.
Yeah, it was a more realistic version. I mean, it came out before Sarge's Heroes, and I think they were made by the same people. They were made by 3DO. And but the Army Men 3D was a more realistic version compared graphics wise.
Did you guys ever play?
It was so cool.
Did you guys ever play Sneak King?
Yes. I have all the Burger King games.
Sneak King was a game that Burger King made. They made video games, Burger King.
They also made the racing game too.
Did it come with a Happy Meal?
I don't really know what the fuck it came with, but I just remember that they existed for a period of time and no one could explain why.
Yeah, I think they came with kids' meals, but I think you had to ask for them or something.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh my god. Army of Two. Wow, that's an old one. Army of Two is a weird one because I remember playing it and being I like this, but also I never thought about it ever again.
There was a game I played on the
Yeah, that was your middle of the market title.
Oh, so a super obscure game that so far I have never met anyone else that's played it. It's called Blowout, and it's for the Xbox. And it was a side view game where it's just some random fucking space marine goes through a ship that got taken over by fucking aliens or something. You just
familiar. Hold on.
You just have to make your way through the level. It's super simple, but it was just awful. The mechanics just didn't work very well. It was just terrible. What?
Is this on the original Xbox?
This was the original Xbox.
Oh my god! This is this just looks like Shadow Complex.
Another good original Xbox game, Kung Fu Chaos. I think that's what it's called.
Kung Fu Chaos.
Yeah,
I remember playing that, and those developers actually I was really freaked out when I found this out. Hold on, let me just figure this out and make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Publishers, no, who's fucking Ninja Theory. Fucking Ninja Theory made Kung Fu Chaos.
Wow.
That's so weird to me. Because they made
they made Sinless Sacrifice, didn't they?
They made Devil May Cry, the new one. They did make Hellblade. They made Heavenly Sword. They made Enslaved: Odyssey to the West, which is one of my favorites.
I have never heard of any of these fucking games.
Enslaved: Odyssey to the West is a very, very good middle market game. It's based on what Dragon Ball is based on. It's like the same source material, but taken like way, way, way differently.
So screaming until you're more powerful than your enemy? Oh,
no. It's just the tale of like some monkey king dude.
Yeah, the Monkey King.
But I remember really liking Odyssey to the West. What a weird catalog they have. They made Hellblade, and then before that they made Disney Infinity. What the fuck?
Disney Infinity was so buggy. I legit had that game.
How do you go from Devil May Cry to Disney Infinity to Hellblade?
That was supposed to be way bigger than it ended up being. Disney Infinity.
Disney Infinity, yeah, because like they wanted to cash in on the toy market.
Yeah, like
Skylanders, and then the Amiibos came along, and everyone was skeptical, thinking it was just going to be like Skylanders, but no.
I still don't. I don't know. I don't understand the Amiibo thing. I have not had a single desire to.
They're just little toys and games you like.
You know, I actually know a lot of people who are just like super into getting the collectibles and putting them up on their shelf, and the fact that they have a secondary purpose was just like it blew their minds.
Yeah, that's kind of I can appreciate the idea from a collector standpoint, but I'm not a collector. You know, there are certain, mainly because I just don't have the space to collect.
I collect memes. That's about it.
I have the most collecting I'll do is like I think I have every legendary edition of a Halo game except for, and that's even like I don't have Reach or 2, so
I collect retro games. I have a big phone collection.
I mostly collect games on Steam that I don't play.
Yeah. Thanks, Humble Bundle, for those free games.
Yes.
I guess I got a little flood guy. Little flooding.
Ooh.
I collect ammunition. That's about it.
I collect the different presidential dollar coins.
For some reason, I thought you were going to. I don't know why, but every time someone says president, I turn it into a JFK joke in my own head. I really got to get out of that habit.
That is a very, very bizarre little.
I don't know. I can't control it. But anytime someone says the word president, I just think of explode.
Where JFK was shot. There's like a little X on the ground where it happened, and if you Google it, so you can
see it was planned out.
So
somebody with a paintball gun is waiting in the window, and
all I hear
stand there and they just shoot you.
So when you say that, I think of back in Halo 3 when your teammates would die, and there'd be like a red X over where you died, and it'd be like pick up the rockets, they're on my X.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not what I fucking mean.
I know what you're talking. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. But like when you first said it, that's the first thing that came to mind. Is like JFK, like his ghost just like ascending, and he's like screaming at his family, "Get my wallet! It's on my X." Or like some weird shit.
That's so fucking wrong. But no, like fucking, there's a little X there, and if you Google it, you can find people just like standing over the little X and just like taking selfies and shit. Like,
it's so
how fucking morbid is that? It's like someone just got fucking murdered here, and it's like you're just gonna take a duck-faced selfie over it.
You guys want to get the selfie stick out so we can take a picture of this man's like forever entrapped soul?
If that were the case, would you go to Pompeii?
Yeah, Pompeii. Jesus.
Take a selfie at Pompeii.
Pompeii freaks me the fuck out that's like a thing that happened.
Fun
Just
time.
Like, the imagery of Pompeii is like really upsetting.
Yeah.
They had like a something kind of Pompeii inspired in I think it was Gears of War 3, where you like walked through like a city where all the people had been like turned into ash. It was actually like one of the coolest things I'd seen in a video game back then.
That just reminds me of the Army too.
Well, I don't know. I didn't
like
play
the,
Army 2. But I remember I didn't play much of Army 2. I played pretty much the...
That game was so fun.
I enjoyed it, but I played the demo over and over again, and that's pretty much I didn't have money back then to waste.
That's a great couch co-op game.
Yeah.
Would you ever go to Pompeii or to Pripyat?
I don't know if I have any desire to go to places that I want to go. There are places that I'm like, there are places that are like, oh, I sure would like to see Big Ben, but also I don't want to go to Europe. I just don't want to do that.
I don't think you want to go to the UK.
You're gonna get trucked.
I definitely don't want to go to the UK now. Absolutely not.
Yeah, really.
Shit, they probably wouldn't even let you in.
Yeah.
Sneak in there on a boat.
So
nice meeting you guys.
Somebody's in the thing asking, going to be on the official podcast soon? Yes. I don't know when. I know when we're recording. I just don't know when that's going to be out.
I'm gonna head out. Good meeting you guys.
Nice talking to you.
Nice meeting you too.
See you.
Thanks for popping.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, so like while we were on the topics of presidents, this is a fun little tidbit. People in the armed forces, me included, are not allowed to be disrespectful to their president. People have been tried for treason because they have said, "I will not salute said president."
Can confirm because my husband's in the Air Force.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, when you join the Army, I mean, you basically sign your life away. You can quite legally be just executed on the spot for disobeying an order, and it would be completely justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, when I signed that I was going to be joining the United States Navy, it was basically I was saying I'm giving up some of my rights in order to do this.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing.
Also,
a life-altering decision.
You also cannot give your spouse hickeys because you're damaging government property.
Yeah.
What?
I got a warning.
No.
Yeah, I got a warning that I can't give hickeys or anything like that.
Well, yeah, it puts them out of uniform. It puts them out of uniform.
No, it's not even that. It's like I'm not allowed to like draw on myself with a pen because I'm destroying government property.
Beautiful.
Also, a person also, you can get masted if you get too badly sunburned because of destruction of government property. Masting is non-judicial punishment.
When I was in the Army for, you know what? When I was in the Army for the short amount of time that I was in, the way my drill sergeant told it to me was, you need to look good because the American taxpayer is buying a product and you are the product. And they expect the product to look a certain way.
That blows my fucking soul away. I had no idea that was the case. Because like my dad was in the Army and he has like fucking he has tattoos.
Yeah, you know? Because you have to put in a bunch of like chits and stuff like that. You have to like actually ask formally, hey, can I get a tattoo? And it has to be a certain way. It can't have anything that would be detrimental to the service, or like you can't have anything promoting something illegal because that's in the rules.
I honestly had no idea that was the case. That's kind of insane. Like I figured there was like some level of it. Like when it goes to like hickeys.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's holy hell. That's impressive, honestly.
The mentality though is kind of fucked up.
What?
Just the whole mentality of like soldiers or products or government property or that whole mindset. That's kind of fucked up. To be honest.
It's super fucked up. My dad was in the Army for a long ass time, and the VA is a joke, and the help that they get after they leave is like a ridiculously it's like nothing.
The
Yeah,
statistics are
I
alarming.
have a lot of family that was in the army.
Yeah,
Dad
I
did
guarantee you,
course,
anybody with
right?
military family does not like the VA.
My stepmom did a paper on homelessness in America, and majority of the homeless are veterans because they got screwed over from the VA.
Yeah.
After they left, and it's
nuts.
alarming.
It's really fucked.
Yeah.
We got some super chats. Rent $5. Donald Trump is actually making the punishment harsher. I had to correct someone for that. Well, that doesn't surprise me. That sounds about all right. That's so crazy though. Elfie donated what was it? What is DKK? Was that kroners?
Danish kroners.
Danish kroners. Yeah. 20 Danish kroners. I am hard right now. Is that weird? It's very odd. It's very odd. But more power to you. I can't tell you not to be hard.
They're hard.
Some people just get turned on.
He's a hard man.
Voice.
Yeah.
You drive a hard bargain, dude.
Yeah.
Rent $50. Tattoo policy has been relaxed for the subforce. Okay, well that's.
So yay, if you're confined to a small bunk somewhere in a tin can and under the ocean.
Tube.
The VA is like, we'll help you make a resume.
My sister.
Well, honestly, I don't understand how people are surprised by the VA because anyone that's been in the service for any amount of time understands that a lot of bullshit comes about from the government. Like, the fucking government sucks at running literally anything. Like, literally anything can be run better by private entities than the government. Like, fucking literally anything. So when they get out and they expect the VA to be the end-all be-all of their problems, I don't understand. Like,
no, it's not necessarily. It's more that I don't think anybody in the military is surprised. I do think that people outside of the military have a little bit of a rosier, like people who don't really get it have a bit more of a, an uninformed position on it, where they think it's like, oh, isn't that nice? That this place exists
for sure.
But they don't really get how genuinely fucked it is.
The thing, like when people ask me, oh, when my friends, my younger friends ask me, they're like, oh, I'm going into the military. What's the thing that what's the best thing I can do to prepare? Well, first of all, be physically fit before going into basic, and plan for your health care after the military because the government is going to fuck you over. Those are the two biggest things that you can possibly I mean, there's lots of other very important things, but those are the two things I tell my friends, plan for the military taking advantage of you and then hanging you out to dry.
My father-in-law did a savings plan for when he retired.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
My dad didn't really get taken care of by the VA after he was discharged, but my uncle, I think it was because of the way he got injured, he got taken care of really good. So I've seen both.
It's really hitting.
It's hitting. It depends on A, what happens, and B, your rank.
Yeah, my uncle was training to be a ranger, and they were jumping out of a plane for an exercise, and he had a parachute malfunction, and he plummeted.
Holy shit!
Shattered all the bones in his arm, and he had
that's fucking.
He can't extend his arm all the way now, but
if you get messed up because of something that's the government's problem, they're going to take good care of you because they don't want you to sue them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason they will ever take care of you. The only thing I expect from the government after I leave is basically that I can keep my security clearance for one. And then I'm also expecting to be able to go to college afterwards because I have the because that's one of the only things. Yeah, I got the GI Bill. Those are the only things I'm expecting from the government.
What kind of security clearance do you have? Because I lost mine as soon as I got out. My CAT card would not work literally the next day.
I have top secret security clearance.
You have fucking top secret? Holy shit! I had confidential because I was a 68 whiskey, so I had to be able to look at people's fucking medical profiles.
The only reason why I have top secret because of my job. I'm a part of
What
the
do you-
crypto. I'm a crypto.
Oh, crypto. Okay, yeah, that makes fucking sense.
So Rentens with another 20 says, government be like, submariners get spinal, sleep, foot, and mental issues. Government response, here's $100 extra. Best thing to do is save up and do school while enlisted. Document all injuries. I'm E5 with 30% disability. Right.
Shit.
Well, I mean, I've not been. Obviously, I'm not like in the military, so I don't know.
I have no idea what all these.
I just
things
know what I've heard from people who, from my family who've gone through, and I'm leaning towards believing them. You know.
But at least in the U.S., you guys can sue the government and kind of have a shot. Here in Holland, it's if you want to try and sue the government, you're just gonna get laughed out of court, or at least at most get like, well, here's 5,000 euros for your 20 years of cancer. Sorry,
I'm significantly more impressed by the U.S. post Dankula decision. Because like honestly, like I knew that I was always aware that the UK didn't have like free speech in the context that we have it.
Yeah, well, that's the UK though.
At all.
But what I'm saying is like in general, like I just my immediate assumption was that this would not lead, like it wouldn't lead to a conviction because it's so obviously ridiculous and it's so plain to see why this is not an actual hate crime.
It's gross offense, not an actual hate crime.
Yeah,
it's Gary Edwards put out a decent video explaining the difference, on how it is in context of the U.S. legal or the UK legal situation. It's still fucked up, but less fucked up than you think.
I don't know, man. I think anytime that you can be put into court for being offensive is a bit like gross offense is like the biggest joke of a conviction I've ever seen. And I don't know. It always weirds me out because like I just thought that this was like a thing that I was under the impression that most first world nations had a general idea that offense is not a huge deal, but I guess I don't know. I guess not.
Well, the UK has had their whole libel and slander laws, which are much heavier there and much easier to prove. The French have that as well. They're a bit uptight about somebody saying something about them in public and it's mon honneur and that sort of thing. But the other countries here in Europe, we're doing just fine with the offense part.
I think they're it's probably going to be a no dust statement I'm about to make, but there's a secondary agenda behind it because I hear a lot of people going like, oh yeah, this was quite very offensive, and it really was offensive to a lot of people, and they reported it, and nobody did anything about it. Like, there was some reactionary comedy person that I had never heard of, and probably will never see again. Went out in front of a fucking police station and started making Nazi salutes and shit over the fucking Count Dankula conviction.
Right.
And nothing was done.
I think here's what I think. I think they wanted to make an example.
They most definitely did.
I think it was definitely like, okay, well, we see this growing trend of nationalism or whatever on the internet. So what can we do to make an example of that behavior? And they stumbled across this video, and it's it's really entirely
wasn't it like over a few million people saw that video and not a single one actually complained? It was the police that decided to bring it up.
I'm pretty sure if the video is still up, I'm not sure if it is, but if it
isn't anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's
not on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's under a different name. It's called Our Forgotten Hero or something like that.
Right. But the original video had a pretty high like ratio, as far as I remember. Like not a lot of people, people weren't like flipping out about it. It's
because people understood it was
how can you even dislike it? He provides context. He's like, I just want to make.
Well, here's the thing, right? You can find the joke offensive. If you think the joke is offensive, that's totally fine. That's not the problem. The problem is
it's the way the Crown argued it, though. the way the Crown argued it, it said that basically the video can be taken out of context and used as propaganda for nationalistic.
No, it's a joke. It's the whole conviction is a joke.
I agree.
The idea that they've essentially, and what's so dangerous to me about it is that it's set the precedent that context is irrelevant in the UK court system, which is a huge. That should be on everybody's radar. I think that's the lesson that people should take from it. It's less about Dankula and less about Nazi jokes and more about, hey, just so you know, context doesn't matter legally in your court system from here on out.
Even his girlfriend was fine with it afterward.
Yeah, of course his girlfriend was fine. Everybody was.
She was mad, but then she was like, "Yeah, that's funny," you know.
There's very few. I feel like there weren't. I don't know. I don't think anybody cared about it until it was made into this like right versus left issue, where like people were like, "Oh, he's a Nazi, therefore I'm against him," even though I can't validate that he is a Nazi. He's got a fucking symbol tattooed on his chest. He's got a hammer and sickle engraved on his chest. Come on, are you kidding?
You know, that's one thing I have noticed is this has not been like a right or left thing. Like of all the like commotion I've heard about it, I have not really heard any like, oh, fucking left or right, you know, conservative, liberal bullshit. Like, it's been a very centrist issue, like bipartisan rather.
There are
like I haven't seen a whole lot of fucking
there's a
crazy ass
particular
liberal,
group
like
that's claiming against that video, and they're also the same particular group that they associate with the left. It's basically that side of Twitter.
Yeah, it's part of the left versus everybody else.
It's an authoritarian issue. I don't know many people.
Like the way.
But I don't know. I was talking to people and they were actually like making the argument that context like it wasn't important because he's still saying the words "gas the Jews" like 23 times, and it's like
that's
you
ridiculous.
have to.
I mean, in that case, like 20,000 football supporters here in Amsterdam or in Holland should go to jail every single time Feyenoord plays Ajax, where they say the same thing: "Hamas, Hamas, alle Joden aan het gas," which basically means Hamas, Hamas, gas all the Jews, because Ajax is a Jewish club, right? And that's every single fucking time they play, and that's just the whole entire supporting side of Feyenoord going gas the fucking Jews.
It's scary. It's really scary that I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in a place where the government could just decide that context was irrelevant and that they could convict me for it. I still don't think he's going to get prison time. I think he's going to get probably a fine of some kind.
Maybe on probation.
He might be on like it might. I don't think he's gonna go to prison. But my God, if he goes to prison, I think shit's gonna hit the fan, man. People need to
riot.
People need. I don't know if people will riot. If people need a lot to riot these days, I feel like.
I feel like there needs to
unless
be,
you're black, then you don't really need much of a reason.
There needs to be a global initiative
or if you're
to
like
get a First Amendment.
Sports fanatic.
Oh, sports fanatics! Fucking sports fanatics! Holy shit!
Yeah, really.
I don't know. I feel like riots are very
sports related.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would really prefer that we just kind of like. Hopefully, he doesn't get prison time. That's all I'll say about it.
The way the prosecutor is like trying to put these words to get him to admit it too.
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
It's so the the mental gymnastics that they're doing.
It was definitely
but he's a prosecutor.
It was definitely
Yeah, the prosecutor. It's kind of, I think maybe the media attention kind of got the prosecutor like where he felt like he couldn't back down and he kind of doubled down on the whole situation. Possibly, I'm just guesstimating here, but
yeah, you're probably right.
I'm just saying, if it was my job to like paint this picture to make it seem like he is the most grotesque human being for this video, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd just have to do it.
Like,
like they probably could have done a better job at it.
Yeah, a prosecutor's job is literally to like make sure your side wins. It's the same reason why like Hillary Clinton back in the day decided to defend a rapist and then brag that she was able to successfully defend.
Yeah,
a
but
rapist.
she wasn't a public defender though. Like that person hired her. That's different. Like a prosecutor is hired by the state, or in this case, their government. So that's totally different viewpoint.
Yeah, I don't know. I never found that argument against Hillary to be that convincing.
It isn't a good argument, but still, it's like
she did her
their job.
She could have said no. That's the thing.
Did her job.
She could have said no, but also I don't know. I think it's just like kind of a weaker argument than most arguments you could make against her.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Most definitely.
Anyway, we're approaching 2.5 hours on this, which is kind of nuts.
Holy shit!
Has not felt that long.
We're just having a jolly old time.
How long was the last one?
It was like 3 hours, I think.
Was it? Let me look again. Yeah, these things tend to fly by real quick once shit gets going. Is there a time?
Because we just keep jumping from topic to topic, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2:37.
Oh,
so we're about on time. If there are any what's going on? What's going on in the chat? A Chinese gas station.
Super chats in.
I think we got all the super chats. This is I don't know how to fucking disable this shit.
I wish I could have more on the screen to help.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to like designate managerial status to another account. You know, like that I could give Dave access to certain things.
Just give me all your passwords. I promise I won't send your nudes to anybody else.
Send my nudes. Nudes at 1 million.
Nudes, I hope. Oh,
that's right.
Fucking
speaking of nudes, we came up with a concept.
Fucking Markiplier just did a bunch
Markiplier
of
copied us.
did a thing.
Semi-nude calendar.
I'll do a tasteful nude calendar for 1 million. I don't fucking care.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah.
That'd be fucking hard. Chris Reagan for official podcast. I will be on the official podcast soon. We have a recording date set up in. I don't know what I'm allowed to disclose. I can just say that I'm going to be on it. I don't know what episode, but.
Hey Chris, if you ever decide to do a tasteful nudes calendar, you have to give Sweeney the February spread.
Black History Month.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty brilliant. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good idea. It's just gonna be like a really awful JPEG of him though. It's just like it's just a freeze frame of him in a video. I honestly can't wait to hear him talk to Kaya. Kaya is really cool. I think Kaya and I are gonna hit it off. He seems to match my my cynicism. No, I'm really excited to be on the official podcast. I feel like it's the only podcast that I've been listening to lately.
Oh, I love those guys. That's a great podcast.
I've been watching Critical for a long time.
Same.
So it's gonna be pretty neat.
One of my favorite ones was definitely with Psychic Pebbles. That was like probably one of my favorites.
Oh, his podcast with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He Psychic Pebbles does great in every environment that you put him in. He's
it's kind of weird. I don't know why. Like I've been searching around for trying to find like more content to listen to while I'm doing my patrols and shit, but for some reason all these names that you guys keep throwing around, I just have some sort of aversion, some sort of reluctance to go and actually listen to these people. Like I keep hearing like Bunty, Psychic Pebbles, H3HD. Like I've not watched or iDubbbz. Like I've not watched content from any of those people. Like not a single video.
So
you're really missing out.
So am I? So you're here on the stream with me. So you know who I am, but you don't know who iDubbbz is?
No, I don't.
Who is iDubbbz?
You're talking to iDubbbz too.
No, you're talking to iDubbbz too right now.
Oh my god. You're
like, yeah, I had no idea.
Channels.
Hello everyone, welcome to iDubbbz TV2. Jonathan Schunik with $2. I want to die. How do? Well, you can. There's a myriad of ways. I think
overdose on.
Here's, by the way, just so I don't get shafted here, I'm not saying you should do this, but
if you were gonna,
one of the most unique ways is, I would like to see someone get sucked into the turbine of a jet. I think that's one of the more interesting.
Oh,
do you know that?
Dude.
Do you know that there's a that turbines of jets actually are able to withstand one large bird flying into them? So
only one?
They're rated for one.
They're rated for one.
Like when they do the testing for certification for the jet engine, their rating is certified as one bird strike.
Chris, you didn't know who iDubbbz was when you started that bad Kickstarter series, and neither did I. It's not remarkable. I guess so. I think just back then it was a little bit more understandable because back then he wasn't as he was. I think he was under 1 million at that point.
Yeah, he didn't break through.
So, it wasn't, or maybe it might have just been like a little bit after 1 million, but like he wasn't as ubiquitous with like YouTube culture as he is now. You know, like he didn't have trending content cops or anything like that.
Do you think it had to do with that Tana controversy?
I think it has to do. I think probably the thing that I don't know what put him on the map necessarily. I think
he got put on the map. I think because he made cameos in Max Mofo and Filthy Frank and stuff.
Filthy Frank stuff. And then
I think that's what broke him.
I think it was Filthy Frank and then the Jinx. The Jinx.
Yeah.
So he's a YouTuber, I gather.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. Yeah. He's good though. I like him. He's good. I've met him on a handful of occasions. He's a good dude.
Speaking of YouTube, YouTube did something weird for me recently.
What did it do? Did it unsubscribe you from me again?
No, actually, it subscribed me to someone based on my interests.
I got subscribed to Logan Paul.
I got subscribed to some YouTuber that I had unsubscribed way back when because his content was just starting to be garbage. And I'm like, yeah, I want out. But they resubscribed me again for some reason, and it made me so mad.
I still get every day. I get messages and screenshots. Oh my god, it's so fucking. I get messages really, really often. Basically, of people being like, "Yeah, I was unsubbed." I got
when
unsubbed.
your videos come out, I'm on a 30-minute delay for some reason. Like,
Yeah,
they don't
no,
show up.
that's with a lot of people, and I don't know if that's a problem specifically with me, but I've heard that it's happening with a lot of people. Providence says you can make people managers. You can make people managers on the back end. They can perform actions that you assign on your behalf. Oh, cool. Yeah, all right. I'll look that up then. I don't know. It's just a fucking joke.
Yeah,
They're resubbing to old channels. Part of merging YouTube gaming. I don't know what that means.
I got automatically subscribed to Jake Paul.
Yeah, I got automatically subscribed to Logan. No,
I've
fucking.
never
By the way,
experienced any of this.
By the way, thanks a lot, YouTube, for like automatically subscribing me to like the worst person on. Like, no wonder they're like, oh, they're so big, and it's like, well, if people are constantly accidentally being subscribed to them by the platform, maybe that's not so surprising.
Wasn't there a controversy years ago? Wasn't there a controversy years ago where PewDiePie was getting auto subbed?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they just auto subscribe to the biggest channels and hope you don't notice.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know why they do that. I'd rather I hate that. I hate the idea that, and I've had some people. And by the way, it's not necessarily limited just to Logan Paul. I've had people unsubscribe to me like automatically by the site, and I've also had people subscribe to me automatically by the site. Very few, but some. And it's like, I don't want that. Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather all my subscribers be people that actually click the button. I don't want random fucking people in here that are just like, I don't like this.
Like,
it's like,
no.
A friend of mine got subscribed to a channel.
Because when they go to hit the unsubscribe button, it shows up in your report like a fucking 10,000 people unsubscribed from you. It's like, what the fuck?
It's not even necessarily that. It's more to me like I just would rather that number be reflective of the people that I've you
just want your subscribers to be genuine, not
right. Exactly. I don't want to have like, if I could pay money, like why would I want to, like if I could pay like $10 to get like 1 million subs tomorrow, I wouldn't. What's the point of that? This is all it is like a number, and then but at that point you have 1 million followers, but nobody like you're not getting nearly that much viewership, so it just looks dumb.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Chris,
plot
you don't have
twist,
to worry
only
about
10
that. Chris, you
plot
don't have
twist,
to worry
only
about that
10
because it's
psychopaths actually like you.
Oh.
Wait, what's happening? There were two things happening.
Oh, sorry. He can speak first.
My bad. I fucking.
Well, he finished. I want to.
Chris, you don't have to worry about that because it's only people YouTube likes that's happening to.
That's true. On a massive scale, that's true. It happens to me a couple times. I think it's just like mostly glitchy. $2 Canadian from Lilivik. Comedian Owen Benjamin is being deplatformed. What? Really? Who's? I'll look that up.
Did you also see that BuzzFeed article about the creator of Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah. I will say though, John K. That's not surprising to me at all.
Yeah.
I know people I'm very associated with the animation industry somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but I know a lot of animators, and I know a lot of people who like work at Nickelodeon and like Cartoon Network and stuff. And I know some artists who have been contacted by John K. And yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I don't know what the BuzzFeed article has to say about it.
It was mostly the girls coming out themselves.
Right. The artist who did my original, I think the channel banner that I have currently on YouTube, on my main channel, the one with me and the ray gun and like the orange-ish background. The artist who did that art and the one who did my old Twitter avatar was one of the people contacted by John K. So like I've had extensive conversations.
My mom honestly wouldn't let me watch Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy is a great show. It's ridiculous.
I tried watching it and I couldn't.
And I
didn't like the hyper realistic humor. I guess
it takes a while.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste. But you know the I don't know. It's important to realize also that John K. I feel this way when anything happens to the creator of a property or the creator of a show or the creator of a film. You can dislike John K. and admit that he's a bit of a creep while also still appreciating Ren and Stimpy, because John K. is not the only person who made Ren and Stimpy what it was. Yeah. Ren and Stimpy, and like any project really, is a team concerted effort. And I don't like... I don't know. I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, Ren and Stimpy was shit anyway. And it's like, listen, there's a bunch of people who put a lot of work into that who are perfectly good people who don't deserve their work to be shit on just because somebody on their team is also a piece of shit. Like, I don't like that. And it's annoying.
If that were the case, there'd be a lot of movies people wouldn't watch because of the Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Quentin Tarantino. Like, he
I
dated
love
with the
Kill
Weinstein
Bill.
Company. God damn it, Chris, read my super chat. Was yours the is hentai art? Is hentai art was the super chat and was the question.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
The Office said it was, so it has to be.
From the sheer rudimentary definition of what it is. Yeah, I mean, it takes some artistic talent to figure out how to make breasts
that conveys an emotion
big to the point where it's just like that's upsetting.
Oh my god. I know a guy who does that, and he wears T-shirts to promote that webcomic.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
Oh no.
He goes to conventions and stuff, and he wears these T-shirts, and he asks for pictures with cosplayers and obviously skimpy outfits and stuff.
Okay, I missed it. What are we? What's
about
art?
the hentai? About the hentai art, the large overgrown tits and stuff. There's a guy who does it here in my neighborhood.
Well,
and he goes to conventions wearing T-shirts that promote that webcomic that he does with these girls with oversized. And I can't.
That's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird to wear it on your on clothes in public at conventions, unless it's a convention specifically for it.
When I worked at GameStop, He recognized me one time out of costume.
I don't like that. Oh, so do
He
you
ran
cosplay?
out.
You do cosplay?
Yes.
That's cool.
I don't do anymore because health, but I used to.
Right. I wish I had the patience, because like honestly, like some of that shit. Like I remember I used to follow this website. I think it's called the 405th, and they used to make some pretty fucking insane shit.
So, real question here for people who are not in the same fandom I am: is fursuiting cosplay?
It can be.
I guess technically by definition it is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot of work. Like I've taken the appreciation for fursuiting because of how much goes into it.
If that's the case, and if that's the case, why does it get so much flack?
I think it's the community.
It's the community.
The community.
The outliers.
It's not the actual
the noisy part of the
that I
community.
Like it's
opinion.
I might sound stupid here.
Opinion
what are we talking about?
So somebody just did
furries.
Opinion on Shad Base.
Hey, Shad's a good boy.
Shad followed you actually.
Opinion on what?
I know Shad in person. He's he's funny. He's a funny guy, and I don't know what the fuck is up with that. I don't go to shadbase.com, but Shadman as a dude seems totally all right by me.
He just does it for shock value, and it's.
I think
funny.
that's the sense that I get.
He gets a reaction, and that's what he wants.
Yeah,
exactly.
Based on my interactions with him, he very much seems like somebody who is very, very disinterested in being told what to do and what he can't do, and he's very, very clearly playing to a type of thing that is very, very, very. Taboo,
very niche.
Taboo
very
to say
niche.
the least. And I think a lot of it just come down. It does come down to the fact that he just doesn't like being told not that he can't do something, so he just does it and pisses people off. And he's constantly.
This sounds fascinating. I've never heard of this before. Or I've never heard of this person, and now I'm fascinated.
Don't
at your own risk.
Tread carefully.
Tread carefully.
Yeah, tread
anyway, we're approaching around the same exact. It'd be pretty badass if we could get the exact same timestamp on this Patreon.
We can fix it in post.
I have some. Okay, so what? Just so everybody, just gonna give you guys a brief. Is the audio cut? I have some. No, it's not. Okay. So, I typically like to end these, although we've only had one, so this is just something that I just thought of recently. I like to end these with a bit of an update as to where things are headed. So we've got the Snark Tank podcast with Psychic Bubbles and Tom Sweeney finished. Our music guy is a little bit unreliable at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set things up on the proper channels, put it up on iTunes, and upload it to this channel here, the Snark Tank, and that'll be up. I'm planning on within the week. It's already done. It really just needs to be uploaded and put on iTunes. So that'll be happening. The people who have donated up to the higher tiers on Patreon, who have requested shirts and signed merchandise, they have just arrived in the last 2 days. So we're getting that all signed and shipped out. The rest is up to the U.S. Postal Service. But that's happening. And if you have yet to make those requests...
Oh, sorry.
Nah, shit, I haven't made my request yet.
Yeah, I still either.
I still don't fucking know what I want for my voice recording.
Send me a message. Those are also being done.
I still want the Tom Sweeney singing one.
I'll get Tom Sweeney to sing. Okay. Anyway, so those of if anybody was wondering what was the deal with those, Teespring takes a long ass time to send shit. So pretty much I have to pretty much buy the shirts and then have them shipped here and then ship them out. So that's why they're a higher tier, because it ultimately amounts to a $40 pledge really at the end of the day. But it's those are on their way. And all that's happening. I'm gonna try and improvise a video today. improvise a video today for an upload tomorrow. In the event that it doesn't come out tomorrow, it'll come out the day afterwards. And I will be on the official podcast probably in the middle of April. So keep a lookout for that in mid-April. And you'll see me and Kaya and those guys and have a grand old time. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to happen in that podcast. And according, I think that's about it. Also, keep an eye out for on Dan Bull's channel.
Wait,
if you know who Dan Bull is.
What?
Ooh. So that I don't know if that's actually happening yet, but I've
okay.
We've done some work. So that's happening, and we've got
Sounds
obviously
like a
a
good
recap
team.
in the works. And yeah, I'm gonna try and have at least 4 videos out this month, 1 for every week. I think that's more maybe not necessarily on that time scale, but I'm gonna try and get 4 videos out at minimum in April. So that's pretty much the goal. And that's, I think, where we're gonna end things. So thanks for everybody in the chat for stopping by. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks
to everybody for popping into the Patreon. Thanks for popping into the stream.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice whole time. The next stream will be on the last Saturday, so I'm aiming for April 28th at the same time. 12 p.m. Eastern Pacific Standard Time, April 28th. So we'll do this again at that point. And and that's it.
Sweet.
All right, guys.
Take
care.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Okay, thanks.
Everyone. Thanks for the invite.
Thanks.